Oh, what is up, one and all? Is that the weekend I smell drifting in on a high? Maybe, but you know, we got some fun to get through before we get to that. We are back for more midweek muster. Oh god, it just starts again. It keeps going and going and going. I mean, like, can I cut a break? Can I have a holiday? No! No, I must work until I break myself, until all my hair goes gray and inevitably eventually falls out. Which, judging by how strongly all my hair is holding on, I'm going to be in my 80s when that happens. This is going to be a long ride. Hey, you never know. Maybe Age of Empires 5 will come out by that point with good modding support. Okay, maybe. We might be being... Oh. Whoa. I just noticed the microphone is very loud. Is that much better? Was that insanely loud, by the way? That must have been. What? I don't know why. It just, like, I just checked it. It just, it freaked out. Dude, that was crazy loud. 1 second. Sorry about that. Let me just double check, because I think, because we changed to a new XLR. It might have installed a new driver, and that might have made it go a little bit cray-cray. So I just need to double check and make sure that I have it set so that, like, other things can't override it, I think is the idea usually. Is this a good volume, guys? Or is this too loud? Like, let me know if this is better or is this better. Like, let me know if this one's actually better. It might be actually better this way. Crap. I can't find where I'm... Dude, where the... They keep changing Windows freaking audio settings so it looks different. I just like classic, man. I'm old school, all right? Freaking going gray haired, talking about the olden days. Okay, so set to don't allow. So that should be fine. You guys got no opinions? Okay, that's fine. Hairline strong. Dude, it's got... You know, that's the next use, guys. It's my... Look. It's the hair cap. Yeah, we're a little bit crazy at the back there, actually. But it's all still there. You got someone to tell me? I mean, dude, you've left us in suspense. Like, you said that like a minute ago, and you still haven't seemed to say anything. Tone it up? Nah, dude, we ain't turning it up. Okay, like, what does this sound like? How bad is that? That's got to be bad. Nah, we're not doing that. All right, so let me get the draft. I completely knew I forget to do something here. I forgot to add the draft in. Oh, God, I'll get your push-ups in a second. I need to add the draft because we've got B versus Lucifer in the best of 5. Woo-hoo. The blue shirt again? When did I last wear the blue shirt? It wasn't that recently. It's been washed. Like, the way you're like, oh, you're wearing the blue shirt again. Almost makes it sound like I was wearing it yesterday, you know? Maybe I'm going a little bit crazy here, but I think yesterday we were wearing a white shirt. Like, maybe I didn't. Bullshit. Lucifer versus B was not yesterday? No, we didn't cast it yesterday. Lucifer versus Anatan, and you had Vortex versus B, and then you had the grand finals. So we'll cover that now. Well, this is the third place match. So before we start the next week, we got to check in on who's the less loser, you know? Plus, you guys, like, let's be real. Like, you guys are sitting at home with your nice bottle of Chardonnay that you tell everyone cost $30, but it actually was $5, and you're like... And you're like, I see that you want me to watch 132. But I would rather watch losers face off in the round of 4. So I'm just here providing you guys what you really want. You've been in prison for 140 days. Damn. Those Roblox servers get real hard these days, huh? What? What have you been doing in prison? New job? And yeah, there's the PC. Go get a PC. By the way, actually, yeah, guys, Black Friday sale, PC Specialist is still operating. Get in there. Also, objectives for today. Get 2 people who have not subbed yet this month to directly sub, because then we hit 100 unique subscribers and we get more of Twitch's money, which is like our ultimate goal in life, is to try and make Bezos homeless. Okay? So you guys can help with that. I think it helps with that. He technically still gets some money, but he'll get less money. So we scam him out. It's very smart. Bronze Decider? Nah, dude. It just sounds better than like third place match. Ooh. Hey, what's up, Ez? How's it going, buddy? Appreciate the raid. Just in time for this. Da 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 da. Lucifron versus B. Best of 5. Oh man, dude, this better deliver. By the way, I'm gonna flat out like that, like high expectation guy right now. All right, I feel scammed. Yesterday, I was like grand finals, wahoo, and then that sweat lord Vortex, he had to come in and just beat Anatan senseless. Like it was that Simpsons scene where you're like, stop it, he's already dead, but he just wouldn't. The guy was a freaking monster. What are we getting game 1? Dude, why is my volume... My volume is very low. What the hell? Did that change the volume for you guys? I don't think it did. I'm getting somewhat weird. Each time I start my PC, it's like... So I've got this thing now on the keyboard. You see this little roller thing? Whoop, 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 whoop. Remix. It lets me change the volume, but for some reason when I start my PC, it's the volume set really low. It's weird. Why are you wearing lipstick? Dude, like, do I need to say the same thing I say every time when this comes up? No, I'm gonna be original. Because your grandma kisses a little bit too hard and she should probably stick less makeup on. Little tip to her from me, okay? You can put makeup on a pig, it's still a pig. Alright, anyway. Actually, crap, I'm in a community of like 40-year-old gamers. Grandma is really a reach. On, we'll go with on. That's a bit more realistic. We don't want to be dark about it, you know? Not even good enough to be bronze? You could be. You just got to believe, okay? Like, you know what? The world needs more bronzes anyway. We need interesting bronzes. I'm going to just call out a lot of our community. Those people that are down there in 400 elo, they're just not... They're not delivering the entertainment they could. They're not being their full self. And that disappoints me. All right, so game number 1 is going to be an Ibid Byzantines. Wait, no, that's not right. Wait, no. It is right. It's just this is the exact matchup that B played against Vortic. Wait, was it? No, it was HRE Iabid, wasn't it? Because that was a crazy game. Why am I not wearing a pigeon suit? You think I can afford a pigeon suit? You think I'm going to wear a pigeon suit for how hot this room gets? Oh, yeah, because you guys want me to do push-ups. So, yeah, that's going to make the room hot. And then I need to put the heater on. Oh, all right. Answer. Push-up cam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Might as well get them out of the way. Alright, let's go. We're gonna crack a Red Bull and then we're gonna crack on. So game 1 is gonna be IU versus Byzantines. Isn't this like pretty? This is pretty cushky for Biz, if I'm not mistaken. It's not like insanely one-sided, but like Byzantines don't really care about you, you know. What am I drinking? Do I do grapefruit or do I do iced vanilla? I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna do iced vanilla. Like I got lots of iced vanilla. Oh. Oh. You guys hear that noise? That's a good noise. Alright, let me move this off the table. I'm gonna knock it over and get everything wet. You know, I'm like actually proud of myself, guys, because I don't know how long it's now been since I spilled an energy drink on my desk. You go back like a year and a half ago, and it was literally like every single month it would happen at least once, if not every other week. So we've really come far. Like, so you're probably like, KB, how the hell do you do that? It's like, when I'm casting, I'm moving around, I'm all animate, right? So I'd be like, and there they go. And I would just slap my hand out and look across, and I was like, shh. It's probably a good thing as well, because with the new setup, my audio stuff is over there, literally next to the cans. Whereas the audio stuff, when I used to do this, was over here. This is how I broke one of my monitors, by the way. I legit slapped a can into the monitor when I used to have 3 on this setup. And it broke the monitor. The monitor, from then on out, just had this little line that kept drifting over back and forth on the monitor. Like it was playing a game of Pong with itself. More caffeine? I mean, dude, you guys, can you smell that, guys? Yeah, it smells good. I'm a sucker for these. I don't know, like, I really loved them when I first got my hands on them. I think Melon might still be my favorite flavor, though. You lost your very pricey MacBook Pro because of that? Well, the good news is you can now buy yourself a PC Specialist PC and stop using MacBooks because are you a gamer or are you not? All right? If you're a gamer, then you need to be on... Oh, God, someone's going to come and say Linux. At least Windows, though. Come on. I remember when I was younger, and my cousin was envious of his uncle because his uncle had a Mac. He's like, he's gaming the best games. And even then, as a little kid, I was like, I don't know if that's entirely true. Do I make a living casting only? The current market? Hell no, dude. The current market is rough. There was a time where I made it off of just casting. So my best year of earnings was probably 2021. But the last few years haven't been as good. What was it, 2022? Might have been 2022. It was the year Freya was born. And I like looked at Emma, I was like, holy crap, like actually like we're in a good spot. But the last 2 years has been kind of rough. Esports is just in a dog crap place, and you kind of have this issue of like you're either piggybacking your way through a loss, hoping that a scene gets big enough, or you are already so big as a caster slash host that you are just by default on the hiring list. And I'm not gonna say they don't try hard because they do great in what they do, but like you've already gone through the hard grind to the point that people just know to hire you. They like, you know, you have this like a new scene comes out and you're like, we need a host for our esports event. Who do we hire? And like straight away, like in chat, a bunch of people probably already in their brain, like they flashed a few names, right? Probably some like Golden Boy or like Pocket or like you know, Zoe, because they're these very prestigious known people. And I'm not at that point. So it's more of a kind of like tackle it and work through it. You know, we've done this at AoE4 where like we can be hard on any event of AoE4, but AoE4 isn't really big enough to sustain casters full time, really. So that's like one of my goals for 2026 is like one very big one is content expansion, doing a lot of other things, extra things with my content. But another one is I need to get back on the bike and start pounding the pavement on getting back on events, you know. Maybe Deadlock will have a future, we'll see. I'm a bit skeptical that's going to be the case. But, you know, keeping an eye on new FPSs that come out. Maybe new strategy games, I don't know. We'll see what the next year holds, really. The key thing is, like, I kind of want to, you know, I want to start thinking about my content and my esports side differently. Because, like, up until now, when I focused on my content has me esports. But I kind of feel like that's a mistake. Not because I don't love esports, not because I don't love AoE4. But it's like you're a niche within a niche. It's like I do wonder if I would have been able to do more for Age of Empires 4 from the get-go if my content had focused on something casually more entertaining to get more people to even look at Age of Empires. So yeah, that was like a very long discussion on, are you USA or Britain? I'm Britain. Like, dude, you can't tell by the accent? Do I sound really American? No. Like, come on. Come on. What is this? I guess it's like confusing. I was like watching a little bit of Ezra before we came online. I was like, he does sound a little bit like cool, right? Whereas in like the Britlands, we have this very tiny slab of land and we have all these different accents that are really confusing. But I'll highlight some more. We'll get into game. I can't change the background. There was two, weren't there? There, I changed the background. All right, it's done. All right, let's get into game. Nobody cares about who the winner is. Everybody wants to make sure they're not the biggest loser, which is why we're checking in on the third place match between Lucifer and B. That's right, neither of these two made it into the grand finals this week. In fact, both of them struggled to the bitter end. But they end up here with one more series to carve out their final place. B kicks us off with the Ibids. Lucifer from the Byzantines. Now, it's interesting. B actually started his semi-finals with this pick on this map. He chose Ibids, and I believe that was then responded to with Vortex going to HRE. I think that matchup can kind of be tight, 50-50-ish, maybe. This one I feel like is better for Biz, though, no? They just get a chill pill. You kind of have to find a way of poking at them with Iobits. So that's why I think we normally see like a Dervish and a Desert Raider play. Because otherwise, like Byzantines, you know, if you're doing a fast castle race, you do get to the relics versus Iobits, which is good. The problem is just the Golden Horn Tower of this current system build gives so much resource injection. It doesn't seem sane. But yeah, I don't know, like on the casting conversation, like I would say the number of people that can make a living off of just casting has shrunk. It has not increased in the last 3 years. But there's a lot of people that are, sad to say it, but like they're delusionally believing that they can still sustain themselves on just casting. It's just not true. You know, like I'm decent friends with one of the lead Rainbow Six guys, and he literally has like a software company that he runs between events. You know, and that's the guy like at the top. I don't know if I'd say he could sustain himself off of just Rainbow Six, maybe, but he's not naive enough about it. Like, you know, he doesn't put himself in that silly position, especially considering he knows he's got the extra time to try and invest elsewhere. So yeah, guys, always think about like what you can do with your time, how you can be optimal. Ah, it's perfect to say do a bunch of RTSP plus. What you're always thinking about every single second, every day. Do you have some infos about patch? No? Even if I did, I couldn't tell you. Like if I was to be given info, it would be under NDA, no? You'd expect it to be under NDA. I'll just say simply, I would be very surprised if Sengoku doesn't get changed, if Tuklak doesn't get changed, if the Ridari from the Macedonians does not get changed. And then Golden Horde, of course, is definitely going to have to get changed. Like, they've already confirmed that, like, the Kip chat behavior is a bug. In terms of these type of civs, like, Byzantines really do need some changes still. They're very strong right now. I think maybe just a little bit too strong. It's because of the Golden Horn Tower system builds. I think something needs to be adjusted there, because I like the idea of Byzantines. It's okay that they're strong. I just like the idea of them actually doing different things than just always thinking about castle. And although we sometimes see them playing the feudal age, it does feel like most of the time when you see them doing it, it's not the optimal, right? It's like, come on, we should just be getting the castle age. They should change systems, maybe 20%. I think it's just like, it's either that or you need to nerf things like the Conscriptio effect. Like, it's really problematic, actually. I think you could probably keep the system scaling as it is, but maybe Conscriptio gets completely altered into something else. I'm just not sure what. You know, there's been suggestions in the past about, okay, what if they actually had the gathering rate be a toggle alongside these? And I think that's just a bad idea. It's very obvious why it's a bad idea, right? Like, literally, you would just always be on the gathering about 90% of the time, I reckon. There'd be situations where you want to toggle temporarily, but you'd always get back to gathering. So it doesn't really have the intended effect. And I think they want to avoid adding in, like, active. So, for example, one way you can make it more interesting is if it's not a constant effect, but it's a burst effect. So, like, for example, you know, instead of getting 14% all the time, every 30 seconds, you know, let's say 30 seconds, minute cooldown, you can inject yourself a 28% buff or 25% buff or whatever at this point. But there's a visual indicator so that if I am on the other side, I see that you're doing that, now I can punish you for doing that. That's kind of cool, right? The problem is, I think, considering the primary focus group of Age of Empires 4, I think the devs are reluctant to introduce too many active ability type things because they don't want to scare off the player base. So we did get the Dervish build, by the way. Into aggro. Yeah, so it's not just teching, which I like here. We did say about the problem of just teching. If you just tech, Lucifer will do it too, gets Lizard Mercs, becomes a problem. Systems make your villagers more wet, which means that they run into a lightning wizard. They're insta-kills. Yes, we figured it out. We've evolved the game. Dervishes. Is he going to try to get cute and body block them? You can kind of make Stoneworkers inefficient by standing between them and the mining camp. It's only a small difference, but like some players do like to do it. Is this intimidation strategies? Like, hey, our camels are thirsty. Give us some water. We know you've got a lot in there. Upper's going up. Yeah, he scouted out what's coming. Archer's Horseman. That's a very different BRB, but that's what you have to do against Byzantines. Like, most times you're thinking, hey, just go Desert Raiders. You can't really go DR against Byzantines. It just encourages Javelin play, and Javelin's destroy you. Even longbows do a decent job, but like the javelins melt through desert raiders. And what's interesting about that contract is like it's really nice for Byzantines because then you can follow up in the castle, get a few camel riders out. Camel riders actually contest camel lancers really well. Like they actually counter them. Imagine Akratois around. Yeah, with 2 villagers I'd be impressed, but it's not impossible actually with enough money counts. Oh look, we built an outpost to stop them diving us. Oh my god, he needs arrow slits. He's so... if he has arrow slits, it can't even hang this long. That is going to get annoying for Lucifer on just the idle time alone. Seriously, like it's just so obnoxious how effective dervishes are this early on. Like, keep in mind that there's an output that should technically be able to out DPS when fully garrisoned 2 dervishes. If he gets arrow slits, definitely, but you know, he doesn't have the stone for it. It's a problem. Archers just continue their poke. Cool idea to try and target for the dervish. Actually, I kind of like that. Problem is, the archers will just dive in that case, so they kind of get a free pass. Man, this is actually really annoying. I think B is like one of the dirtiest, most mischievous mother duckers when it comes to using healing. He's been obsessed with it. You know, it's a big part of why Ottomans is such a prime real estate target for him in his drafts. So we are getting olive groves added in. It's level 5 system, so he's ramped up quite a lot on economy. This is not stopping, by the way. It's kind of cool to see this, though, right? We said about Byzantines and how it's kind of lame how most games feel like you're just meant to go castle. And, like, there might be some aggro, but your optimal goal is get castle. And then you've got Iobids that, for the longest time, were kind of perceived to just not be a civ that wants to play feudal long at all. Yet, here we are, with him trying to play a long feudal. I wonder if you could just go into a ram, actually. Surely a ram is kind of worth it here, no? Because you're running out of time now that javelins have been invested in. Lucifron has double jav already. Hey. Well, about to Brava. He's, what, 20 seconds out? Yeah. You can heal to a certain extent, but 8 jabs is the cut point. Because 8 jabs ends up doing 96 damage with a full volley. So archers will just die to that. You can't protect them. Yeah, Presidium getting activated. Presidium does not work on the system, though. It only works on buildings near the system, if I remember correctly. Yeah, you can see within the influence. I'm fine with the archers, by the way. He walked them all the way home. Yeah, so... this feels a bit weird now, right? Like, it kind of feels like B just wasted all of this investment into archers. You've been wrong your whole life? Well, that always inspires confidence when you're a moderator on my streams. People aren't sweating right now. They're about to be banned because they can't spell names correctly. See, this is the thing as well, like I know what people's response is going to be to the point about the archers being wasted, the B build. Like, well, no, KP, because Lucifer had to build Spearman, but the Spearman will bounce back with good value quicker than the archers realize. Like, yes, of course, you know, if you're going to keep on Limitane Castle, archers and castles are good for Iobids. But if it feels like your win con as Iobids is typically to go castle, it feels really bad to be slowed down like this. Because the weird thing with Byzantines is they scale economy into army much more efficiently at this stage. Because they're not just using the normal resources, they're using this mythological, made-up, not real resource called Oliver. He's going to bring them back for an assault, though. Counter's pretty high. He has got the undermesh already, but Steel Arrow is already taken by Lucifron. I don't know. These are the kind of the games that just kind of frustrate you, right? Like, he's got the healers. It feels like you should be able to break in. You're just standing there staring at the door like, hello? Will you break? I think games like this kind of give you a flashback to the English meta. You know, where you're like, trying to all-in them on feudal feels like the quickest way to lose. Wait, is he actually going for the dove? Oh my god. Oh god. Okay, well, he's at least prepping castle, because that's the disaster. We reached critical jab mass. The worst part about it for B, that wasn't even enough javelins to insta-kill. He needed to get a reload. So B had like a moment if he was quick to react. But by the time he noticed, he'd already been struck. Which means, like, if you think about the release, by the time you're hit by the javelin, the reload is already halfway complete. So it's very hard to actually then react and get out of range. And B, of course, being distracted, setting the berries up everywhere, is going to be another industry wing. That's right. B's putting on his little Monopoly hat, his monocle, chewing a cigar. He's like, oh, it's all about big industry these days. Wait, does he know? I think he already knows. Oh my god. He's just chasing it. All right, he'll just back up now. He knows. Like, the fact that B backed off like that, I think, has raised a flag. So Lucifron will just scale the rest himself. He's already even gathering some deer. He's going to get a huge ramp up on the timing of this. Remember, you carry a lot of deer before dropping it off. Right, watch. Ooh. Wait, crap, he's got wheelbarrow. It's going to take even longer. Doink, 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 doink. He'll beat him to castle, guys. At least Iber's get more economy. Like, when I see these type of bars nowadays, like Golden Horde, for example, I actually feel bad for them. I know. People want to hate me for that. Like, how do you feel bad for Golden Horde? They're broken. Really, guys, I do kind of feel bad for them. They don't have a good economy while they wait, whereas, like, Iber the bastards do. And, oh, will you look at that? A Golden Horn Tower that's going to come in quicker than the Iber tech. What's up, Overkill? Appreciate the Prime sub. Damn, that is a magnificent looking bird. Look at the way he tackles that old man. Now, some people want to call it evil that a bird would attack an old man, but in fairness, if you think about it, it's more like an act of mercy. What are these? Wait, what? Alright, I don't know why these guys are here. The tech up complete. Lucifron beats him to the punchline. Veterancy already on the way. Second TC straight away. This feels a bit greedy. I wonder if B is a bit paranoid about this because it doesn't really feel earned. And he did net one worker kill earlier, sure. And he's going to pick up his first relic. Wait, what? I was looking for where he got it from. What was this? Yeah. Okay, Lucifron says thanks. It's very nice of you to walk the relic back towards my base. What a good guy. Hey, man. Don't stare a gift camel in the mouth, all right? Shoot it in the mouth. And then take all of its stuff. Rob its body. Honestly, this body is staying here for a really long time. Okay, so maybe one relic Ibid game incoming. Maybe. Anyone else thinking this could end up being a 0 relic Ibid game? If he guesses wrong with the next Dervish, he 100% could end up with nothing. Army's marching up. Both sides vet up. It's going to be a Gulen play by B. Problem is, Lucifer's got Cataphract. Oh, that's going to be a big problem. Does see the relic coming home. He's going to look to charge in, but body blockers are there. Yeah, we better ferry that one away safely. Gulen do go for flash. Javelin tucked at the backside. And the Tane are just going to retreat a little bit. They bait the horseman forward. Nicely played on the micro there. Lucifron just holding those shields up high. Archer count is going low. Cataphract's starting to arrive. Jab's not retreating at all. The horseman might be forced to here. And the healing's helping out a little bit. Limitane line is now thin. But B, this has been an expensive push. all horsemen going to be dead by the end of it. Cataphract just absorbing so many blows. Luciferon will end up having to retreat, but he cover fired successfully. Got the relic back, snuck out for a second. Has got the wall to fall behind. He's going to try to creep wider B. It's weird because, yes, he won the fight, but when you consider the amount of bodies hitting the floor there, it didn't feel like an emphatic victory. In fact, the destroyed value kind of shows it. It was neck and neck. He's going to catch that relic attempt. All right, this is good. He needs something. He's queued up more dervishes. They are going to be in the way soon. Cataphract's being thrown away. He's just going to set back entirely. Crossbow switch coming in from B is an interesting choice here. Against Javelins, going to feel kind of sad. If you get enough of them, though, like if you get up to 30, 40, then Crossbow's going to feel better than Jabs. Because you'll at least be able to counter out the Katas before you get wiped. That's the thing, like the overkill point on a Cataphract is much higher than on Crossbow. And what that means is, like, if I have 30 Crossbows, I'm not wasting extra DPS targeting a Cataphract one at a time. But you with 30 Javelins are definitely wasting a lot more DPS when you target fire down my Crossbows. And then when you do the maths of, like, the cost of these, like, yeah, Crossbows be smiling. Mass Phalanx Spears Cooks here. It's not a bad idea against Jav, Limitane, plus Kata. I think he's just trying to directly contest the Cataphract from range, which isn't unusual for, like, IU. Oh, unusual for most civs, really. But I'll agree, like, I think Spearman gets slept on way too much with Ayabids. Especially with this tech now coming in, this is huge. Solon's Mamelukes is a complete and utter game changer. Solon's Mamelukes just gives you that extra DPS buff as the fight goes on. Yeah, movement speed chase, DPS, it's all good. And damn, this is looking pretty good for B right now. He actually manages to net 3 relics despite that horrible start. That's freaking wild. And no, Luciferon did not scout the final relic location. He griefed himself. That's absurd. B. What does he do now? I mean, he's 2 TC. He's built a healthy lead, actually. This is getting a bit dicey now for Luciferon. The Remax after the fight has been a lot slower than I would have expected. I guess he tried to focus on getting growth set up. B, despite the fact it was an expensive loss in terms of the Horseman mass going down, he's been able to just re-vomit it up. With the deer placements being so good in this game, the berries on the back. He's tapping the maximum out of this map because of those extra berries. And you can see the difference here. Like, Luciferon is just not able to obtain all these forward resources. Like, he's blocked out a triple 8 stack of berries. Jesus. All right, so we have got Camel Riders coming in. That's intentional production, by the way. Remember, we said about this, Camel Riders are actually a great solution against Camel Lancers. Camel Lancers get dumped on by them. Problem is, Camel Riders actually suck against Golems because you don't have armor. Yeah. It's going to be a mixed bag, isn't it? Luciferon knows he needs to make a move soon. It's now 20 worker lead for B. Not many farms yet, but it's going to come in fast here. That'll be his next target. I expect a big switch in the wood in the next minute and a half. Even locking in triple sacred sight now. Dervish will be able to run away just in time. Main fight begins. Golems leading the charge. Cataphracts have the hard commit, but that means crossbows can now target them down. And there's not enough cats. No, this is a tiny litter. They're holding on for now, though. Forming a front line, but not enough of one. You can see the leak over on the flanks. It's a full concave and a full crush. The Golem fire is just too strong. That is going to be an Iabid win. B, the Arabic Spanish Slayer here. Able to destroy Vortex on this map with an Iabid pick. and now about to do the exact same thing to his bro with a different Roman Empire. Ivan stocks are rising, folks. And so is B. That is an absolute destruction to kick off this series. Damn, that fight was not even close. The previous one was even, right? But that switch up by B was so on point. Ivan Industry, the monopoly man of Age of Empires. Right side win. B takes an early lead. Next up, we're going to be heading into Frisian. Is going to be French versus Took French. Against Tuklak. This is like semi-fast castle Arbor. Right, Age of Mythology? I have already tried Age of Mythology. I literally cast Age of Mythology. Fun fact for you, I'm literally the person who cast the only like land for Retold. So I have played Mythology. I have a lot of love for Mythology, but I've also bluntly said Age of Mythology Retold is not it. They need to make a follow-up. You know, it's just kind of sad they're wasting time making expansions for the original. I think if they ever wanted Age of Mythology to get big again, the play is Age of Mythology 2. And I have not heard any rumblings or rumors of that happening, which to me is a big mistake. But, you know, hope it's going well for the community. I like the people there. You know, Magic, Mr. Boy, they're all wonderful people. But, yeah, that game is not... that game's never going to resurface at this point. I'd be surprised if it ever hits the release numbers again. Yeah. You just can't, like, it's very hard to, like, it's incredibly hard to try and build an old game into a legacy that lasts when it's been missing for a long time, or it wasn't even that popular to begin with. Which, you know, I loved Age of Mythology. I played it as a kid. But, you know, I was one of the lucky people that discovered it. A lot of people never even discovered it. Need new games, not old. And also, RTSs in general need to, like, evolve to the next step, whatever that may be. Because we already have enough games that are trying to mimic what they were. And I think it's a mistake for every game to try and mimic what RTSs were, because we now already have the solution to that, you know? I don't need another game to do what Age of Empires 2 is doing, because Age of Empires 2 already exists. And the people that like that format are always going to abide by Age of Empires 2, you know? That's why there were some promising games, unfortunately, fell through. Like, I always highlight Battle Aces to this. Very different, but really had a tasteful element to it that I think wasn't appreciated at the time. Sadly, wrong publisher, wrong vision. Anyway, let's get ready to go. People are experimenting and looking for any solution for Tuklak, and this is one I did not think I would see today. French to try and counterplay the elephants on their best map. But weird little twist here, folks. Lucifron has been looking rough. I believe he has lost 3 times in a row on this map with Tutuk. It's not a good week for him. And it might be about to get a lot worse because the score is bleeding for B. That's right. The guy in the orange here is already one up. He picks French on a map that features a lot of ponds. I am curious to see, actually, like, what the approach is going to be. We already have a very surprising change here, actually. Lucifron opens Spearman, does not go for a dock play. Did he expect B to? Wait, what? I legit think he actually expected B to do it. B hasn't gone for a pawn play at all, which means this spear play is kind of pointless. You know, don't get me wrong, it will have use down the line. You're going to need it against French Knights, but compared to just getting a fast attack timing or whatnot, I don't know, man. Maybe he can creep in before he gets seen. B scout already done the initial rotation. He's actually checking center, so he'll see this straight away. Yeah, so he gets eyeballs on. We're probably going to see more workers pull to the gold now. Not so far, actually. He's keeping it just at 3. I mean, worst case scenario, you can cancel wheelbarrow. Most people don't do it, but it is an option in the worst of scenarios. But instead, it is just going to be the 7 pull. Who's the best Civ and why is it KT? A lot of players are calling it a C tier Civ. But, you know, it's okay if in high school C was your best. Oh, I'm sorry, that was me. So Spear's just going to be a little bit annoying with Poke. But one Spear on his own has to be really careful because of the villages. This count could actually shiv you down quite easily. I think B's going to try to hang around for at least enough gold for the first night. And yeah, Battle Aces was amazing. Like, I actually really enjoyed it. I don't know. I knew some people, like, this was just not, like, I think this sucks. It's like, because they were elite pro gamers. I'm like, that's fine. It's not for you. It's meant to be for people, like, who aren't as skilled or accomplished at RTSs. And great grab. B. Nice micro from Lucifron to force away the injured ones. He's going to be spinning down. Yeah, like, I don't know. I think RTSs really would benefit from just more innovative ideas in different directions. Just try and figure out what's next. You know, because it's interesting when you think about like games like, for example, They Are Billions is a great example. That was years ago. They Are Billions is technically an RTS. It's RTS tower defense game hybrid, really, in a way. And it's incredible. You know, number one that I always swear by was Total War Arena. If you guys never saw Total War Arena, not the second hash it at the first release when it was in beta, you missed out. Its original beta release, Total War Arena, was incredible. The whole idea is, like, if you played a Total War game, you controlled 3 of the 20 units. Actually, it might have been 3 of 30. And then, yeah, because you had 3 of 30, you had a team of 10 players. And you worked together, you coordinated with your abilities, because you only had 3 units you controlled. That one, for example, was, like, combining MOBAs and RTS. And you kind of have an attempt at, like, that MOBA RTS in a different direction recently. Did you guys see that Amazon MOBA? I can't remember the name of it. It was like March of Giants or something. Cool. That was clearly trying to like RTS MOBAfy things. Yeah. I don't think MOBA is necessarily the way to go, but we've already got enough of that. It is cool to see these iterations. Because like the problem is, if you just try to recycle what RTS has already done, especially if that other RTS still exists, your RTS has to be so much better than what theirs was. You have to have solved all the problems they had, and they have to have constant ongoing problems that are huge. Otherwise, you're just not going to captivate. That's the harsh reality with the RTS scene. School of Cavalry coming in. We do at least have the spin and burning down the mining camp. But I'm assuming this is going to be a rushed archery opening to recover. Lucifron hasn't really been able to bulk up his own economy off the back of this much, though, right? He's only got 1 pawn secured. B, of course, because of the natural production rate of the French, like, he's competing, man. You know how it is, guys. Those French people, they always try to seduce our wives with their wine and their cheese. That's the only reason I could explain to you, like, why they produce quicker. I think that's what's happening. Paris, the city of love. Yeah, and that's why 23 to 24, despite the fact Lucifron has those free fishing boats. I actually feel like he got really scammed on this one. Like, he was not expecting B to just go for attack. Surely. Because, like, the spin and play can be annoying to stop night spam, but, like, it's only going to be temporary. I do wonder if Lucifron was anticipating a fishing play, because B is infamous for that. Now, he brings all kinds of funky civs onto this map and fishes like crazy. Strategy games as a whole are not that popular genre for casting. Oh, I'm not just talking about casting. I'm talking about player base in general. I'm talking beyond my personal needs or, like, use. He's like, okay, he's gone. Quick, back to the gold. Get those knives pumping. Already has the first one moved across. Whoops. He actually left half of his spears upfield, which is a little bit odd. Archer's going to be able to counter them. Villager's already sneaking out. Wait, is he going for a... No, he's going to dock himself. I thought he was going to sneak across and block him, which would have been pretty crazy. Wait, what's Polytopia? I've never seen Polytopia before. Oh, I think I have seen this actually. Yeah, wasn't this like it was was it an RTS or was it more like Civ? It was a phone game, right? Or there was a game on phone that's exactly like it. You guys know what was a cool one? What was it Mushroom Wars? You guys remember Mushroom Wars? Mushroom Wars was a very cute little game. You know, it's like, I guess the other way to think about it is, you know, if you made a city builder game, but you just ripped off Anno perfectly, you'd have to do everything perfectly to get a player base versus like, hey, let's make a completely different game. Like, think about City Skylines Rise to Success. City Skylines Rise to Success, I think, was in a big chunk because of SimCity's failure. City Skylines deserved every piece of success it got. But it needed that lineup of SimCity also completely dropping the ball and disappointing everyone. Right? I think that helped catapult it in a big way. So yeah, like, if you're trying to make RTSs, either think different or pray that your timing aligns with someone else failing. I feel like the latter is quite a demoralizing way to go about developing games, though. Like, you guys remember like with Battlefield 6, if you're like, the game was dead because everyone's playing Arc Raiders. Not true, actually. They kept their own. But the fact that they had this overlap was still more difficult. If you think about it, Arc Raiders and Battlefield success was Call of Duty's failure. Because, like, they're kind of compete, not the exact same player base, but, like, it's within there. Definitely Battlefield and Call of Duty. I would say Battlefield done more damage to Call of Duty than Arc Raiders ever could have done. Because they were playing with the same player base, right? Especially the way that Battlefield had altered itself over the years. So we have got a tech up coming in. Lucifron looking for the Castle Age. B, he's just going to have to inflate fast though, huh? Out onto the deer. Double pond already. Guys, what's happening here? We're 8.5 minutes into a game and not a single heal elephant. Are they bad? Huh? Oh, hold on a second. I thought we were agreeing that they're ridiculous. Against knights, maybe not so much. You need a lot more spinman if you want to make them feel good. See? Or you're just harassing onto the pond. Lucifron, not paying attention there, ends up losing a fishing boat. We'll just come out to return fire at the archers. It's kind of funny, actually. Do you guys notice that for some reason Tuklak have an unnecessary buff to their fishing? Their docks can hold 4 fishing boats. Why? There's literally no logical reason why they should be allowed to have 4 fishing boats. Because the Delhi got that because they can garrison scholars to research. But you don't have scholars as Tuklak. It's very weird, actually. I think it's just a small residual the devs whoopsie-daisied on. You just don't think about it in the moment. Maybe they're secretly harbors. Ah, yes, 150 wood harbors. Very good. So deck up and play. He's straight up just going Lancers. Okay, but this could favor B then, because look what B's doing. Guildhall's on the way. French Knights are better than Standard Knights. Full stop. Exclamation mark. ... Even better than you think. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Guildhall also kind of going to put you on the clock here for you, Lucy. This is a very unusual Tuklak game, isn't it? Compared to what we've seen on Frisian for a long time, this is very different. But we did highlight that Lucifron's already lost twice this week with Tuklak on this map to different civs. I believe it was English from Gully Decor, and then I think, if I remember correctly, it was Anatan using Sengoku. So maybe he's like, man, it might as well just try something a bit different. Because clearly the existing strats ain't working. This from the other problem with going Lancers, it doesn't really give you much burn power into docks. Makes you really slow there. And oh my god, it is the arbitrary switch. So if you guys remember, at the start of the game, pre-lobby, I was like, I wonder if like maybe it's an Arbor game with fast castle because of healer elephants. Like, it's gonna be Arbor, just no healer elephants. It's simply just to deal with, I think, the threat of knights plus potential war elephants. Remember, Mass Knights against War Elephants is a death sentence. Like, you just get wiped. If you scale similar investment, like, it's not even really that close. Relic Rush from Lucifron, so just looking to absorb all the goodies. We'll see if it's good to start learning Age of Empires 4. French, if you like aggressive play. English, if you like more chill play. HRE is quite nice because you can, like, inflate and tech really fast. I still think Japan is subtly really enjoyable. But I'd explore them after a few games. Once you get the basics of Age of Empires 4 down, Japan feels really inviting. But like compared to English, French, HRE, they have some elements that are different. So it's more like, you know, after you've had 10 or 15 games, spin up Japan and you'll love life. ABBA is cool. I don't think ABBA is that inviting for new players, though. The whole landmark system is actually, in some ways, more confusing for people. Like, it seems simple, but then if you ever play a different Civ, it just feels weird. Like, ABBA is just playing with an excuse for losing. Nice night, right? Needed it as well, because remember, B, this lead has just been building. Passively, more and more workers. Just gonna huddle them out on the tree line. Lance is looking for a sneak in, but he's just gonna bait him back towards the arbors. Nice. I'm kind of struggling here. Lucifron is now mirroring what B is doing, but it's just worse. Yeah, you literally have no element within Tublak's arsenal that makes your crossbows better. He's still being a nuisance on the flanks. Oh, it's a good thing we've got these 4 garrison spot docks for reasons. It's the design of the housing that facilitates an extra. I'm not making excuses for them. Knights, great micro there. Pulls away the injured. Sniped out to the Lancers. Damn. That's really well played. Wow, he's going to try to go for this round, but the problem is the crossbow is so close by, it just doesn't work. And that pathing is atrocious. So that's going to be another knight going down. Did at least snipe one knight back here, though. Camping on the pond. Oh, well, that's going to be pain. Villager's going to be discovered soon. Keep drop in the base. Knights try to contest it. And what is going on over here? Alright, Textiles is going to slow down the kill point. So double Lancer falls. B still with a 3 eco lead. I mean, has he been behind at like any stage in the last several minutes? I don't think so. Knight's now able to intercept the crossbow switch from Tublak. He gets struck down. He can get the second crossbow and just get out though. Still not a great exchange. Like getting 2 crossbows, losing 2 knights is pretty bad. They get 3 knights? Did at least deny the worker though. So it's going to slow down any further escalation of the ponds. B still has the crossbow lead. Not to mention the discount. Like this is really one of the big problems when you play against French. It's so underrated, this timing. Now your base is undiveable and everything is cheaper. It's kind of mind-boggling as well when you realize you only pay 810 stone. You get a 10% discount in your castle. Most other civs, castles feel so expensive these days. They used to be, wasn't it 800? Then they got nerfed. But then to balance out French, they gave them a buff where they discounted 90 from the stone cost. Elephant Economics is the name of the game? Yeah, but he's not doing it. Like, players just aren't doing this right now. I do think it's being slept on a bit, and I kind of understand why. Like, the cost of these Elephant Economics upgrades, they're equivocal to, like, 2.6 or 2.7 economical techs on the other side of the same tier. But you have to bulk up the resources. Like, it's a lot of resource to stockpile in the early mid-game. Looks like Knights are going to get sacked, but, I mean, Crossbow's just kind of taking over. Keep in mind, you're on the clock. Like, this is Guildhall, guys. It's up to 1100 feet already. And I guess Luciferon's maybe considering... Well, that's a weird cut through. Maybe considering going for farm soon. Oh, this is kind of sick, actually. I like the idea if he just hollows this out a bit, and then you just wall the front, and you build all the farms here, and just gather on them. It's completely safe food. No, I'm aware that, like, the baskets is on every food type and every resource type and extra drop-off. That's not my point. My point is, like, in players' minds, like, think about it this way. You tech up into H2, and you queue up Broad Axe. That's 150. Well, meanwhile, you would have had to have paid, I think it's like 400 here. Right? It's not quite 3x, but it's close. And at that point, it's very hard to stockpile that much resource to justify it. That's the sucky thing about these elephant economic techs. You know, and you can amplify that problem further when you consider that, you know, yes, you get 5% more drop-off, but you're only getting an extra 5% gathering rate. Meanwhile, these techs would give me a 15% gathering rate buff. Except for food, of course. And the other thing that's quite interesting is, like, we're seeing it different this time around. A lot of the time, people don't rush the mining tech. They usually rush the lumber and the fertilizations. Yeah, it doesn't matter that you start with 5%. Like, the fact you start with 5% is actually validating, like, what I'm saying, where, like, why would I now rush 400 resources for another 5%? You see, that's the problem. And I say this as someone who thinks that elephant economics is really cool. I just think the way it's been conceptualized makes it very expensive at the points in the game where you want to be able to get it. Drop off 15% more. That's tier 2. You can only get that in castle. So it's 10% cap out in feudal age, and then 15% in castle. Yeah, I think, like, the problem with Tuklak is this type of tech that validates greed loses you way too much tempo super early on. I do think it's being slept on in, like, the mid game. People still forget about the mid game, but, like, early game, I can understand why people would skip it. This is looking pretty rough, though. The Knights go raiding. It's just Arbors on the defensive, but he's got Raider Elephants. Luciferon, this is where he pitches his tent. Problem is, there's already Knights, and this many Arbors actually do sting. Yeah, he's still the health bar to complete there. Demo connect. Partial. Has, of course, got Chivalry to top them off over time. Knights, though, they're going to go in. They're going to brute force this. And the Raider Elephants, they're not getting round. He needs to stampede now. But I think that may have been too late. The Knights, they charge in. And you can see there's no impact coming. Elephants are napping. French are ruling. That has to be a matchup that nobody would have anticipated. Let alone the French coming out so chill. But let me know what you guys think about this. I think this is a very unusual Tuklak opening. Do you think French could counter this Civ? Or do you think it's simply a baited opening that put Luciferon completely off script? No heal elephants. Oh, that's true. Heal elephants OP. Tuklak has some interesting investments which pay off well, just a lot of metals up. I think, like once again, though, you cannot discredit the value of, like, opportunity cost there, right? It's like a lot of Tuklak's concepts have now started to lean into being aggressive to try and control the early game. And if you sacrifice that, where did that leave you? Because people tried playing it as a defensive civ at first with, like, the forts rush and, like, the 2TC approaches, and they were actually losing a crap ton in the creator preview. So maybe it's just like they didn't figure it out enough, and they just need to go back to the office. But I kind of see where people are coming from. All right, this is looking pretty rough though. Like, this is not really how I expected third place to play out. Then again, we've got Lancaster versus Sushi for game 3. This could be the recovery art point. 50% production speed on spears. Yeah, that tech I think needs to be played later on though. I don't think you can justify that tech early on. So I actually think House of Learning is kind of sucky. Like, actually, the more I think about it, I think both of Tuklak's castle landmarks are pretty underwhelming. So the problem with the House of Learning is like half those techs in there just don't really have a good use. Collateral damage is super situational. That's bonus for the elephants. The healing for elephants is really... I don't rate it that well. It's like, it feels like a worse chivalry, especially when you get it in the game. And then you've got, situationally, the Men-at-Arms one, the Candor Drills is kind of cool. Mahoots is probably the most obviously generically valuable one. And then the final one, the spin one you're talking about, like, you only really get much value out of Nezza training later on. I don't think it's great at the start of Castle. So that leaves that landmark in a weird place because, like, it's not giving you any other perk. It's not like, for example, when you play Delhi, you get Home Blades, you get houses you can garrison, you get Mahoots, and you get them all for free. But the problem on the other side is Compound Defender sucks because Compound Defender, I don't know if you guys realize this, it discounts the cost of a castle, but it doesn't discount the cost of the upgrades. So the castle is at 425 stone. You discount 20% from that. So you save yourself, what is it, 85 resources? 85 stone? That's not a lot. That's really, like, that's actually pretty bad when you think about it that way. Unless you've got, like, some mass castle drop strat. But even then, like, the savings really aren't good. So they need to rethink that. I think it should be 20% on stone building costs and 10% on governor upgrade costs. So I think if you make it 20% on the governor costs, it's too good. I think that's way too high when you consider the scale point of those. That would be where I'd start with Compound Defender, though. It's just, and then, yeah, House of Learning, just legit. It needs something else. Like, House of Learning should probably be, like, you know, a 10% discount on research costs as well or something. Like, King's College exists, right? King's College actually has good techs in it and gives you a discount on all your techs. And that's considered a mediocre landmark. All right. Good thing we talk about King's College, though, because we're getting ready for game number 3. Let me flip that around, actually, and we'll get underway. It's turning into a brutal week for Lucifron. He's on the verge of being 3-0'd by B, but there's hope. There's a Lancaster pick, and this Civ does not know how to lose. Okay, maybe I'm buttering it a bit too hard. They are very strong. Actually, like, Lancaster has impressed me. They've even been capable of just taking on Shushi and mass night production in Castle. But, is he going to do the baited open? No, he's not. This is good. This is good. All right, so... my concern, the first moment I got in here is, like, I know Lancaster players like the Dark Age Rush, and I think Dark Age rushing is a huge mistake against Shushi. You would stop them pro-scouting, but you won't stop them teching. They'll always be able to tech because of the taxation build, which B's already doing. So it's a bigger advice for Lucifron to pretend that he's going to attack you, or, like, it seemed like he's going to attack you because he picked this Civ, and then you don't gather gold, which is what's happening from B. Let's see what he's got, though. This should be a Lord's build. I think, didn't B already experience this? Wasn't it Shushi versus Lancaster, Vortex versus Lancaster? It was one of the ones that he ended up losing. I think it was actually the final... was it the final game? It might have been the final game. Because Lancaster is just surprisingly effective at just out-loading you over the fact that they have 20% more health on their knights. Tech up's going to be coming in pretty quick here for both players. Wonder how B will try and approach this. Like, what will they have learned from his game against Vortex? Because I think in that game, there's a few things to B. Like, he started us out farms, but also still tried to go pocket economy anyway. He also didn't really raid much, now that I think back to it. He was very reactive with his night spam, and also maybe his timings were a little bit off on when he chose to defend. But I can't blame him for that. Like, it was Vortex attacking into him, after all. Alright, Abbey of Kings is coming in. We've all seen this before, guys. We know. This is a story. This is a tale as old as time itself. It feels like it at this point, because it's all they ever bloody do. Yeah, please, can we actually get a change to this Civ that actually affects this? Because, you know, as we know, chat, we've done the math, right? And... it doesn't matter. The Lord build is still the way to play. It's actually, I'd say, the only way to play now. Like, if anything, the changes to manners, to some degree, just made the linearity of this Civ's choice blunter? I mean, I feel like on the opening, the only choice you have is, do you Dark Age Rush, or not. Because after that, you're definitely going kings. And then, obviously, there's some variants from there, like what unit you want to open with. But the focal point is still the lords that make it so strong. And this map's called Alopecia. This is a map that I created with Caillou. It's a really good map, actually. Already has some compliments from certain players liking it. Like, legit, this map should be in S-tier tournaments. It's a great map. So, yeah, you've got the flanks where you can kind of mask your approach, but you can be revealed by the abandoned outposts. A lot of food is deposited in these areas as well. Medigarden coming in. A really big one for the wood, by the way. Yeah, actually prioritize it huge here. I think this is going to be the farm build from B again. Like, why else would you want that much wood? You had it in the Polish tournament? Smart lad. Yo, Mahodo, how does it feel to know that Polish got added to Company of Heroes before it got added to Age of Empires? I'm sorry, that's a low blow. I noticed that, like, I got sent a key for it. I was like, huh. Polish cavalry has been added to Company of Heroes. Somehow we still don't have it in Age of Empires. What? A man is going to be coming in. This is what makes Lancaster still really powerful and feudal. He's going to have 18 workers. 18 workers in range of this manor. That means that he's going to end up getting 148 resource from this manor, making it almost 50% better than the old manor. This is what makes them still so threatening. When you add in the fact the lords are still ridiculously strong, it just, if anything, has actually ramped up the potency in the opening. Poland doesn't want cavalry, they just want potato. I'm sorry, I think you're getting them confused with when they add the Irish regiment to Company of Heroes. Your heart was in the right place, but... It's kind of funny, actually, now that I think about it, because the new DLC for Company of Heroes is essentially variant civs. They've added, like, new battalions for existing civs. So if you all wondered where that idea started coming from, I think we found out. Oops. Hey, you can't accuse them of not being consistent. So it's going to be the hobby opening. And what, yeoman follow-up? Well, if you suspect pro scouts, you'd expect you'd be going spears, surely. And it definitely is pro scouts. B. Is this a bit greedy? With the positioning, kind of. But I do like that he's got the hand cannon slits in at least. If they could shoot the lords instead of wolves, that'd be great. I love how it's just like, oh my god, wildlife over the enemy. Like, we could shoot him, but I feel bad about the idea of, like, you know, wolves mauling people to death. It's just a bit mean. You forgot the name of this game? Really? Really? You forgot the name of, like, one of the most iconic RTSs in history. About it. Age of Empires 4, baby. Potatoes can only be farmed in Imperial Age. We actually need an Irish variant civ that has a potato bolt. Can we get a potato bolt out of the game? I would also love to see an Asian civ that has a mango now that literally fires mangoes at people. I don't know what the point of these is meant to be. I wish we had visual mods. I would 100% install one called the Mangonel, and it is literally just replacing all the rocks with mangoes. It's the content we need. Okay, so Lords are trying to intercept north side. B has a really cool idea here with the PG. However, Luciferon is fast castling. And he's got a really good placement for the white tower. Like, the drop here. Yeah, if you white tower here, this is huge because you'll secure the gold and the deer. Wait, no! Wait, no. No, that's got to be way too greedy. Okay, thank God. I was appropriately having a heart attack, guys. Like, King's College, I think, is dead. I don't think you can King's College currently with Lancaster unless you've got, like, 60 workers. It's just... You feel way too vulnerable, I think, and also you don't really have the economy to justify the strategies out of it often. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but I'd say, like, right now, it's like 90, 95% of the time you're going white tower. I do think that this placement is a bit rough. It protects his base, but would this not have been better? I guess he couldn't because the Palace Guard, though. Like, he saw them coming. That's what makes it quite crafty out of B. Just free Palace Guard to ruin the optimization for Lucifron. So yeah, Deer won't be secure with this. When Hall came out, I was told nobody would ever build White Tower because 15% cost reduction is way too good in all cases. By me. You wanna actually clip that to me? Because while you say that, we literally on the test server cheesed Warman, who plays the game a lot more than me, with White Tower rushes. I actually think we were the first person to do a White Tower rush. No, if you have 6 manas, that's where White Tower feels bad. Because if you've got 6 manas, then your economy is stable enough, ha ha ha, for night spam. But that's old manas. New manas is like my problem now with King College. It's like, once you go beyond 3, you don't have the level of efficiency you used to. It's much harder to maintain a number, I think. But I get why he's doing this, right? Like, if it's going to be a night spam, if he'd gone King's College, he would have been able to get his hands on the heavy maces for knights. The problem there with the Colorvesses is, like, you then will have to add in spears to guard your economy against the Knights of Shushi. Because Shushi should technically get more heavy camping because of Mount Lu Academy. Dear. I'm going to get blocked out. He's still got a decent chunk home already. Like, didn't he get 5, 6, maybe 7? Oh, yeah, he already took the full D in North side. So, actually, B's pretty kushki. And now we got the risks from Lucifron. And this is the problem, like, the White Tower isn't really protecting. Hobbler are at least gonna... Sorry, not Hobbler. Scouts are gonna waste some of the Knight's time. And, oh, baits him wide. Comes in with a Trip Lancer. You want to think about backing off. But that's actually a good start for B. You want to try to snipe down the Lords specifically. And I think he got one pretty low there. That's going to force him off. That's going to be 5% health gone. We do not have Dali horses yet from B, which is a mistake. I think now, now you're approaching 10, Dali horses is quite valuable. Because the Dali horses, the problem here, he needs to be a blacksmith. I think that's why the math doesn't line up for him. If you already have a blacksmith, the Dali horses is cheap enough that by the time you've got 10 knights, it's like more efficient than building an extra knight. But because he'd have to spend 150 as well, I think that's where the numbers in B's mind doesn't make sense. Because Dali horses is only 250, i.e. the price of one knight. What's B doing? He's just knighting. He doesn't really need much in the way of wood right now, like outside of this type of play, right? Like this and then houses, but houses got lots of space. Like you don't need crazy amounts of wood with this build. Because he got the supervision, he can just pump out of the free stables. Dive coming in though, he's going to need to be fast on this. Dali horses is the priority. Blacksmith is down. If he gets Dali horses, he actually can realistically win a fight. Because it's 20% health versus 20% attack speed at that point. What you got to be careful of is Lucifron's micro is on point. He can pull back injured and heal them up. That's something that B cannot do. So it's not enough to be kind of even on fights. B needs to be like 1.5 times the count. Total army size to feel confident. Lucifron. He has moved out on that second mana we talked about. 19 workers in range. Look at this bad boy go. 150, 160 resources. Even this mana is still doing fairly well for itself. 150. Like, this is what I mean. Yes, you aren't able to max manas, but you still get good value out of the new manas. It's just the scale is quite difficult. Dive in. Torches out here is going to be very challenging. And now he may have overplayed. Lance is right in. They've got the attack speed. He baits him deeper. Goes to the recommitment. Bull's not really being sniped. About down speed, B. He's got 13 knights, 10 knights on the other side. The TC, the outpost, like that's going to be the difference maker here. And the target fire, look at what he's doing. B, he's going after the Lords. 6 knights remaining against 6. I mean, this is going to be a wipe on both sides. Yeah, it's a lot of idle time though. B, half of his army is, as half his economy rather, is not working. Lucifron is in a position where he won't be able to pull injured knights home. They're pretty much going to get erased. To now, it's a race to see who can rebulk the fastest. Bloody obnoxious. B does have a problem, though. He's dry on deer. That is an insane amount of idle right now. Oh, my God. Knights are going to creep in towards the deer workers. I think B has a really big problem. What is he going to do here? I think like maybe your only option is to actually just go actively raiding. Because you're going to either need to move out for boars or farm transition. Like, this is the weird thing, right? Like, you know, yes, it's only 2 manas, but you're still seeing the impact it's having, getting close to 100 passive food from each of these. Like, he's getting probably 150, 180 food a minute. It's padded him for this. Wait, 13 on the boar? I beg your pardon? Knights do try to sneak in. White Tower's going to scare them away there. Notice how things have changed. Before, it was Lucifron threatening an entrance, and now B is pushing everywhere for kills. Bring the scouts across the south, snatching them here. Get denied by the outpost. B. What are we doing for food? I think he's going to do a poor man's farm switch here, guys. It's a lot of people across the wood. Nice. Oh, he finds the gold! And Lucifron immediately throws in the towel. A bit of a rush GG there. I mean, disastrous. I don't think he had wheelbarrow, if I'm not mistaken, so a few would have gone down there. But I can't believe it, folks. Lancaster can actually lose. That felt like a quick GG. But Lucifron, guess just like not worth the calories, not worth the return. In the end, Shushi will take down Lancaster. A shocking revelation. And B, here's another shocker for you, emerges unscathed with a 3-0 victory. It's a pretty good time to start flexing, considering the challenge he's got waiting for him on the weekend. Yeah, I think like Lucifron was already 2-0 down and he just kind of like, eh. Like that definitely felt like a very early GG. Like, I think he probably loses 5 or 6 workers from that raid. Maybe upwards to 8, which is pretty bad. But, like, the other thing is, like, we could see that he was out of food. I don't think Lucifron had confirmed that, if I'm not mistaken. Like, he didn't get deep enough to know for sure. I don't know. That was quicker for the 3rd place than I was expecting. I do wonder if like people kind of like in that situation, it's like, ah, screw it. Like it's gonna take such a long day, and it's just a 3rd place match. So wave the hand. I don't know. B does well when the patch is still new? Yeah, that's always been the way for him. Like B's like a meta setter. He's not like a meta perfecter necessarily. He likes things to be kind of off the cuff and unexplored and more in the discovery phase. And he's always been that way. Whereas like Lucifron, I think Lucifron likes to iterate through rapidly. Is there a price difference for 3rd, 4th? Yeah. But obviously like I'm not a Monopoly man, so it's not a fat stack of cash. I think it's maybe $25 difference. Yeah, an extra $25. Because 1st place gets 175. 2nd place gets 100, 3rd place gets 75, and then 4th place gets 50. And then 5th through 8th is 25 buckaroos each. So they've been reasonable with the prize pool distribution. It's very big on including the 5th to 8th. All right, guys. So we need something else to cast. I don't think any of the KPMM new weeks have started yet. But we got other things we can look at. Just give me a sec. I'll update tile. Why do you never see English to be picked? It's just not seen as that good of a civ right now. I think it's okay, though. Like, I think it'll settle back into the meta a little bit. It's definitely got a better shot at doing that than, like, the Abasses do. The Abasses is an atrocious civ right now. They feel sad to try and play, really. So, let's see who we can check in on. Did the Chinese players grind so many games, by the way? Like, they're pretty insane, actually. I was like, oh, nice, we can get a Scarlet Devil game. And I don't know if we'll be able to because they've played so many games. Let's have a look. Maybe we're lucky. I don't think we're going to be lucky. Oh, maybe we can catch, like, Ayame versus Scarlet Devil, though. Oh, no. We can do it. We can do it. We got Louis. All right, guys. Let's check in on a Golden Horde versus Ayabig game from the ladder. All right. Switching over. Do we have podcasting set up? We do. Golden Horde is a scourge on the ladder right now, but there might actually be a solution, albeit a tricky one to execute. We're about to check in on Louis MT, one of the best Golden Horde players in the game, without a doubt right now, going up against a compadre, Scarlet Devil on the Ayabids. The Camel Civ actually could provide the answers that you've all been seeking. Let's go and have a look. Yeah, welcome back to Chow, folks. We are live from the ladder, checking in on these two. A Chinese showdown and two familiar faces. These two play quite a bit together, right? Like Scarlet Devil is part of that triangle, now turned into a square with Ayami involved with CSO and Louis MT. Ayabids actually can address the Kipchak spam you guys have been panicking about. There's an argument that they can even address the Toragud that you have to deal with. Let's see if they'll have the answers here. Because this is on ladder. This is not tournament play. So if Louis wants to, he can technically use the Kipchak exploit, which is the triple shot does splash damage. But the interesting thing there is like Ayabids, with the way they can stagger formation, the hybrid attacks on the Desert Raiders, like they actually can do a good job of avoiding that threat. It's crazy because they shouldn't be able to when you consider the fact like they have no ranged armor. They should be very vulnerable. Will we ever see me playing? Age of Empires 4, I don't know. Other games? Definitely. We've got some plans cooked up coming in December. I'm freaking really excited for them, actually. I hope a lot of people enjoy what we're going to be doing. We've got some very goofy things in mind. But with Age of Empires 4, I mean, the promise was always like a road to conk. If we hit like 750 average viewership. I don't know if that'll happen. But it's kind of scammer if we don't hold to that promise now and give it to people earlier. How are we doing on sheeple? 10 sheep so far. Scarlet's doing a little bit better, but that's to be expected because he's eating the berries right now. Scarlet's spawn is pretty good, actually. Deer on the back, berries on the back. No second tree line to connect them, but kind of a desirable area to wall or outpost with all the golds back here. Would I ever host a proper Hidden Cup tournament with AoE4 or too much when you're playing with KPMN? Considering like the plans to try and expand our content, it would probably be too much now. And I already proposed that before, to be honest, to Microsoft. Like I drafted out an entire proposal for a Hidden Cup that I thought would be interesting. But it wasn't something that got moved forward with, so. Yeah. It would really, like, it would require Microsoft funding is step one. Same with the Creator Cup things, right? There's loads of cool things I want to do for AoE4, but if the money or whatever's not there, it's just not going to happen. And what? Building cards? Now, hold on. Louis cooking right now. I'm just not sure what he's cooking with. Yeah, this is a little bit unusual, folks. I was not expecting to see this. I wonder what he's up to. Because the thing is, like, in theory, the building carts should feel good for tempo, but guys, they actually kind of feel atrocious. They're so slow to deploy. I think it's going to make them a consistently pretty rough unit to try and utilize. Here you go. I'll even add in Louis' name on the top bar for you guys. Look at that. Ta-da. Crowdfunding for Hidden Cup. The problem is I just don't feel comfortable with that crowdfunding. I mean, if I have someone who's got a lot of money that wants to pitch in, sure, let me know and we'll see what we can do. I think you need to be at, like, bare minimum 6 or 7k, probably preferably 10k to get people interested. Maybe more even. Hard to say. But Double Stable's coming to wait. Yeah, Scarlet is going to be doing Desert Raiders. Remember what we said? The answer to pretty much everything Golden Horde typically does right now is actually Desert Raider. Like, Desert Raiders actually probably are the single best unit to address Golden Horde on the ladder. They deal with Tortugud really well because, for example, at this point in the game, Tortugud, they would be doing 5 damage per strike. Actually, less than that. They'd be doing 4 damage per strike into Desert Raiders. And then later on, Kipchaks get dealt a heavy blow by the ranged attacks of the Desert Raiders. Yeah, this is kind of cool. And he already has the dervishes to have tempo on his side. This is going to be Louis MT prepping up the archery as well as the racks. Batu Khan does come out. Archers already being produced. It's going to need to get enough to really threaten this, though. Like, 1 or 2 archers is going to do nothing against Dervish. Boo-boos always get kissed better. Guys, I know how we bounce Dervish. You have to garrison your units on the beds. Whoa. Okay, that's not. Yeah, I don't think you're getting Elon Musk involved in RTSs. He's more of an ARPG guy. I think the problem is, like, he could pay someone to level up his RTS account, but, like, it would be too cheap compared to paying an ARPG player. So he'd probably feel like it, you know, he'd probably feel like he didn't feel that rich if he done it that way. You know what I mean? What's the purpose of these baskets? I think it's meant to be beds, like a cambulance type thing. But it's just like, it's just so weird. You could have just had it like be bundles of whatever, like just, you know, stacked up medibags or something. What's the Civ, best Civ versus Golden Horde? I think this is the best Civ, actually. I think Irobids is genuinely the best Civ. Wonder what he's going to do now that he's seeing Archer Spears. Like, do you switch yourself, or do you just now go for attack? I would assume you just tech here. Judging by the fact he has 7 people on gold, yeah, he's going castle. Desert Ray is going to be a nuisance in the meantime. Burn on the YD, dude. Really? Gonna try to react to it. The scout. Whoa. Okay. Desert Raid isn't range far, though. Oops. Ah, yes. Good time for the damage buff to trigger as we're running away, panicking. Back to burning. Oh, man. Golden Horde is such a weird civ. Like, how are you meant to get tempo here, actually? It takes so long when you're production queues. Maybe the mistake is like you need to go double archery instead of racks archery. This is getting funny. Does oh come on, just one, just one. Do we just blame this on him going building carts? I don't know. I don't think Tortugud and Khan would have changed too much. Considering, like, his strat, like, he's not even building with the stone, so he's not actively producing Tortugud at all. Yeah, it's a little bit weird, actually, out of Teal here. Is Louis, like, what's he prioritizing with all this stone? I mean, you know, when you're talking about life from the ladder, there's all that experimentation element to concern yourself with, right? It's like, it's never just a clean-cut deal, really. May just be a failed experiment, but I still believe in this wholeheartedly. You know, we've actually seen players use this in tournaments against Golden Horde Kipchat mass. You guys remember, I think it's Louis Vortix on the other side of Anatan that beat him by massing up Desert Raiders. They get Karash Edict? What does Karash Edict do for you here against Castle, though? Now, I'm starting to feel like this has to just be a batch production. Or he's genuinely going to try and go for the trip shot. But he's so far away from that. Like, the maths doesn't really support the way it's been done here, no? BC D-tiered the Golden Horde. What do you think about that? Depends on the environment. They're like they're S tier in free-for-alls. On ladder, I'd say they're higher than that. But in tournaments, they'll be lower than that. Or like at D tier, right? Because in tournaments, like the idea is you shouldn't really be allowed to get to the stage where Golden Horde is online. You know, the people who are moaning about Golden Horde right now, like some of them have an excuse because Kipchaks are broken, literally broken. They're not meant to function that way. Others just aren't really playing the game at the correct pace. They're playing SimC instead of playing an RTS, right? It's like the Golden Horde really is probably one of the most underwhelming civs in like the first 10 minutes from what I've been seeing. Although we have seen some really intriguing strats recently with Karash. This one's not feeling so intriguing. Yeah, he's marching across, but look at the timing. We're 8 seconds away. It's going to be military ring reinforcement, so even more Desert Raiders coming. Oh, boy. We'll bail off the gold. You just queue up a few Camel Lancers. Yep. Queues up the Veteran C for the Desert Raiders. Camel Lancer as well. Dervishes on the wide. We'll start looking to pick up relics. Scout is going to get denied for the second time this game. Scarlet really hates vision, which is weird because he wears glasses. I meant to make you love vision or hate vision more. I feel like if you hated vision, you just wouldn't wear your glasses, you know? Then again, who doesn't hate vision? What a terrible superhero. Okay, in fairness, actually, Bettany done a really good job with that. The live action vision was not terrible. The comic book vision is a terrible, terrible hero. Tatsukan being a bit annoying. Scarlet, we talked about how good this spawn was, but only when you've walled or something like that. Muscovy Yasak is now coming in, so he's trying to deal with the Desert Raider cheese. Yeah, the problem is, though, like, for that to be leveraged well, you're going to be either going Men-at-Arms or you're going to be going Keshiks. And if Desert Raider just go melee mode, Muscovy Yasak doesn't really do much, no. Would Relic Uvus have been better? Probably not, because the problem with Relic Uvus is by the time you get up, there'll maybe be one relic left on the map. It won't change anything for the positive. At least here he gets some wood, and then he also is able to, like, protect himself against cheesy range fire. And this is not a KPMM match. Because we haven't got any live series right now. We're checking out some games on the ladder. Nope. Archers forced all the way back. We're still a minute away from attack up, guys. More relics on the way home. Guys, this is 4 relics for Scar. Damn, the Golem switch is kind of sick as well, actually, isn't it? Yeah, considering that now you've got a Spinman defense coming. Kimi goes Men-at-Arms? Yeah, but like my point is, like, look at the stats on these guys. If you go Men-at-Arms, it's actually not that good against Desert Raiders. Because Desert Raiders have 6 melee armor. And their base damage is really good in melee anyway. 15 damage compared to a Men-at-Arms doing 12. And then the Men-at-Arms has 4 melee armor and 155 HP. So yeah, Desert Raiders cost a bit more, but then you add in the fact there's healing from the Dervish, like you start to see why it doesn't feel great. Props to him. I mean, Louis has navigated the really uncomfortable point. Like, most Golden Horde players now die almost immediately after this happens. If they're being, like, counter-pressured, you know? If they're being allowed to just pat a cake, sure, it's a problem. And, guys, it is straight-up batch production. Archery range reinforcements. Is he just going mass archers? That's kind of sick, actually. Remember, the way the batch production works is that he's going to get an extra archer every round of production. Normally, your batch production is you pay for 2, you get 2. Now he's going to pay for 2, but get 3. Wait, why is he paying 99 wood instead of... Huh? Devs? Devs, can we talk about why archers cost 49.5 like wood? No, it's not about calculating it by 3. This is the calculation for the cost of 2. Because remember, your cost when you do the reinforcements, it doesn't increase the cost. You're still paying the price you did for 2. You get the third one for free. That's what makes Golden Horde really, really good when you get online. It's insane when you get online. Okay, so we'll be getting some freebie tributaries before long, which is quite nice against the Desert Raiders at least. But can't Scarlet just kind of greed up now? I guess not too much. Like, if you greed too far and you start setting up stockyards, it'll be Imperial. But you were close to the base. I don't think Scarlet was deep enough that you could confirm no stockyards, but you might be assuming none. Remember, guys, stockyards is really how you get into that Imperial timing comfortably. Because otherwise, you're going to be rushing it naked with no good food. Actually quite surprised he doesn't have a single stockyard, but I think that's more credit to the way that Scarlet has pressed him to not allow him to just greed. Tuck in on that Uvu. Working down. No dervishes. He left them at home. About the Archer blob. Watch how quickly his number's going to rocket up. And he has got the production edicts to make it a bit quicker. He even has them set up around it. Like, this number is already looking firm at 32. Scarlet's doing decent himself at 19. And this is also where it gets even better. It's like the crossbows instead. Even more savings, right? If you do the archers, you're saving 80 resources per rotation. Crossbows, you're going to be saving yourself 120 resources, yeah, per rotation. I think it actually maths out the same, though. Like, archers 30 seconds, crossbows 45, right? So, like, no difference, but the important thing to keep in mind here is, like, gold isn't really being extracted at a high pace currently. He's switching to it now. Just coming in. Dervish is going to be there with the heal. There's really not much of a front line here. Like, guys, we kind of need more bodies. There is an overflow about to occur. Archer's now diving in. Look at the crossbows. Batu Khan goes down. Camel still standing strong. Triple Sacred Site now locked in. That backline about to get traded with. The Camels, they charge through. He does some of the tributaries. Try and wipe them out. There's really not an insane amount of crossbows here, though. Oh, that was clutch, though. I was wondering why they felt a bit tankier. Look what he done. He switches over to the health increase. That was a really, really clutch maneuver by Louis MT. I feel like I've seen top players just forget about that. It's such a critical component. So it does scare Scarlet off. But Scarlet, you know, still behind this. He's got a decent comp, decent size. And he's also now kind of forcing Louis out of the base. So he doesn't have that health anymore. He's not going to have defender's advantage in production. It does make this a wee little bit tricky. Interesting that Scarlet backed all the way up, though. What's he worried about? We do have stockyards coming in now. Story value shows a bloody good fight, actually. The tricky part is, like, a lot of that was free units that went down that fight, right? Like, with Desert Raider value. Gotta give it to him, though. The batch production, you guys are seeing how good it looks, right? Like, this is really not your standard Golden Horde experience either. Louis just trying to come at it from a completely different angle. That angle may be overextended now. Looks to retreat. Men-at-arms, crossbows are slowing him down, though. He's going to raid with just one archer over here. Shiv's out moment isn't coming yet for Scarlet. Is he going to start losing workers there? Who's winning? Oh, that's big. He gets the Khan debuff. So buffs up the damage and range here. But I don't think he's going to be able to hang around for long. Archers just keep pushing it back. Camel's now chasing through. I think he might actually have overextended now. Louis trying to fin the Camel's chasing, but the archers are sticking on top of him. And the numbers. Oh my god, the numbers just got erased. Look at the difference. 45 to 30 at the tail end. Difference that they can have a frontline makes, especially against these archers. Like, that's the thing. Like, look how tanky they are. 8 ranged armor. But the moment they're gone, these fights look shaky. It must be Yasak is actually paying off. It's just the moment that you run out of front line, it's kind of falling flat here. But he has got more stockyards coming, so it should get better for Louis. Should I say that? I don't think he's added in any more stockyards. Yeah, still just the 3. And the blue circle was from the Batukan. The Batukan has got an ability here called Debuff Arrow. It just buffs the damage taken by enemies in range for 15 seconds. It's only 10% though, it's not crazy. I think... Oh, Scarlet, come on. You gonna do him like that? I mean, it's pretty smart actually. Like, considering that the men-at-arms, they take a long time, they do eventually get raised. It's the backline that's the problem. We saw the pursuit there. Like, the difficulty is because it's so many crossbows, his camel lances go down too easily. He's going to body him with ponies. Scarlet, he's already started to get farms in, so it's going to become a little bit more sustainable. He's up to 9. Really wants to try and get that can up to probably 20, 25. Does the berries for a little bit longer. And he's munching into the wood now. I think he's switched over. Yeah, 30 people on wood. Kipchak's banned in KPMM? No, we specifically use a mod that disables the area of effect bug that was unintended. So, like, Scarlet versus Louis here, like, technically Louis could have tried Kipchaks, but the reason he didn't is Desert Raiders can beat Kipchaks. We've seen it firsthand. It takes a lot of effort, but it is viable. How many times has this Uber been destroyed? Can't debuff. But there's the revelation. The horseman around the back. Baits all fire. Now the chase is on. Scarlet, he already had the military league going into this. You know it's going to be going up. Doesn't even care about Muscovy Yasak. Still erases them. I think that was the strike he needed. He's not really trading badly at the start of that with the range. Pulls the horseman back, looks for a resurge into the base now. Steer over. It looks like he switched to the Karash he did. Wait, what? He's trying to get Karash out, but I wonder if the health would have been better at this stage. There's not a lot of time left. No, dive coming through. Scarlet just going for that erase as quickly as possible. So now he's getting a Karash alongside 3 crossbowmen. Problem is you need front line. Damn, what a cool play. Scarlet just kind of dominating this from start to finish. I mean, dominate is probably a strong word, but it felt like he was in control. I think this is kind of an inspiring game. We didn't see the Kipchak getting ultimately counted out. I think Louis just didn't want to use them because they're banned in tournament play, or rather, the bug doesn't work, so they're not a very good unit. But you see the idea of what Ibids can do to be annoying here. You know, even if this had been Kipchak, the Desert Raider solution is a pretty sick one. And what is not sickening, but I actually quite enjoy him, is watching Golden Horde lose. It's on the ladder as well. Number 1 ranked in the world, about to get slayed by the Camel Nation. Whew. Well played. I wonder if that one's uploadable. I don't know. It wasn't like the way I was thinking he'd try to play it. Strange that someone chose this Civ in a tournament. This wasn't a tournament game though, remember. This is like Legends from the Ladder. So while we wait for some of our KPMM series, we just pardon ourselves with some entertainment. And yes, the big circle is the Khan debuff arrow. Last 15 seconds, buffs damaged received by enemy units in range by 10%. Don't think it's that good. I don't know. You spend like, it's 150 stone for it as well. It's not free. You have to buy it. Alright. Let's see what other entertainment we can get. Who the fudge is Prison Mike? Oh, they're like rank 2000. We don't care about that. Number 4 in the world is playing right now. Ooh. We could go for a Sengoku versus Order of the Dragon. Core up against Ayame Satu. Rematch after the KPMM matchup last week where Core just about cinched it 2-1, if you guys remember. We had the epic Chinese versus Ottomans game. Yeah, let's go with that. I don't feel like it's a matchup you get to see often either. Devs need to lower the cost of fortified towers. Yeah, I've been saying it. Or just increase the garrison slots. It needs something like to balance it out. It's just not. It doesn't feel good to have to build them, which is weird because it's meant to buff everything you do later on. Like later on, sure, but like early on, the Golden Horn towers are just so terrible. All right, let me get this open. So they're live on the ladder. Let me see where they're at. Where is this game? Got it. Stretchy. All right. Talk about a matchup you don't get to see often. Sengoku up against Order of the Dragon and 2 of the top ranking players in the game. Ayame Satu, 4th in the world on the ladder right now, up against a familiar face. It is, of course, cool. One and all, welcome back to the channel for Cast the Game. Live from the ladder, OOTD up against Sengoku. Sengoku, a civ that has now started to be universally stamped as broken. I feel like we're at the point where you struggle to find a pro that doesn't feel like this civ is ridiculous at this stage. Like, they feel overtuned because of the ninjas. And interesting thought here, Order of the Dragon is kind of like the perfect civ to get percentile debuffs on. You know, like the idea of 50% more damage done on these grenade shots into few units sounds pretty good to me. It makes it like maybe harder to miss. I'll have to see if it plays out that way, though. Core definitely knows Order of the Dragon like the back of his hand. I mean, this guy is German, so he's obsessed with the German civs. You know when you're like a little kid, you're like I was a little kid, like, I'm going to play Britain. Or like you're from France, you're like, I'm going to play France. It's kind of like that with him, I swear. He, at this point, has more games on HRE and Order of the Dragon than probably any other civ, I want to say. Especially at the moment. Like, I just checked his listings, guys. This is Core's account. Look at this. He is only playing Order of the Dragon right now. Oh, and sorry, we still have the Louis MT name tag. Let me take that one down. It's because we just had a Louis game. Yo, what's up, Aaron Paul? Appreciate the prime sub. By the way, I think we're 2 subs off of cracking the 100 unique subbers goal. So if you can sub yourself, you'll be thinking about it. Now's the perfect time, because it lets us take more money off of Bezos. Legends. All right, so Matsuri, how many are we going for? Probably the maximum, no? Yeah, he's already 2 Yatais deep. I'd be surprised if he doesn't go all the way. Well, is a bigger surprise the fact that Core did go for a Dark Age Spearman. He's trying to catch him when he comes out for gold. That's pretty cheeky. Yeah, I feel like this type of play with all the dragons a mixed bag, right? Because like you don't want to outpost rush this. I think the last time I watched someone outpost rush with all the dragon, it was probably the worst looking outpost rush that any civ has done. And it wasn't It wasn't their fault. I mean, you could say it's their fault for even trying it, but like, if you build an outpost, you need enough units to put inside for it to be threatening. And these units cost 160 each. You spend twice what any other Civ would to fill a tower. It just doesn't feel good. Ayami, I don't think he's going to be too frustrated about this, guys, because, like, you can just sell. You could just sell for gold. You do still need to kind of touch a bit of gold here at some point, or you're going to have to double sell, which does feel a bit rough. Remember, this is a unique thing that Sengoku has. They are the only Civ in Age of Empires 4 that can build a marketplace in the Dark Age. It doesn't sound like that big of a deal until you realize moments like this. Moments that we've all had where Dark Age Rush screws us over doesn't screw Ame or Sengoku the exact same way. And I believe, yeah, he's been selling the wood. So he's going to sell wood again. He could actually have done food there to be a bit more optimal, but boom. So he does lose 60 resources, but like interesting mentality here. If you don't really want to touch gold for the opening, it means you're not rushing a forge, so you kind of save 50 wood there. So it's not the most atrocious exchange in the world. Yami, by the way, he did go for the free. Yeah, so triple Yatai. Keeps one in the base, one over here. Oh my god, are you kidding me? 60-60? 49? This guy's almost getting 200 passive food extra at 4 minutes in the game. Gilded Spinman has found him. It's okay, guys. He just needs 34 more pokes. All right, smile and walk, boys. Smile. Let's just look at the waypoints. We're gonna be here a while, guys. Anyone want to just put the Betty Hill song on right now? All right, what do you think? Will he still be alive when all those waypoints are complete? I actually think he will be. This is one of those things that makes Age of Empires 4 look a bit silly. Can we agree on that? Like, you know, Heal Elephant slots into that. There are some things that just feel kind of out of place. The health on this thing is too high in Dark Age. I think it should probably be 240 Dark Age, 300 Feudal, 370 Castle, and then probably like 500 Imperial. Because it's still good at that point. Like, you keep 240 HP, that's still a lot for a Dark Age unit. Like, I feel like if I built 2 Spearmen and you had 240 health, you still get back home in most cases, right? Meanwhile, like, you would have spent 125, I would have spent 160 on the Spearman. Frag grenades coming out. Huh. I just thought about this, actually. Like, with the Shinobi, this might be the first time I watch Yumi beat Gilded Horseman. Like, you're not meant to see that, ever. Make them stop producing when enemies nearby? That could work too, but I don't think that really solves the problem. Like, you know, conceptually that idea is weird as well. You know, you're never going to stay Dark Age to stop a Meditation Garden. What, you're going to build 10 Spearmen? You're going to spend 800 resources? Eh. Alright, ninjas are running out soon. They've just been tossing grenades. They're back in 35. Is this a castle rush? He's only got 4 on food, so I doubt it. Could be that he's going to rush the estates. Yeah, first one coming up. It's going to be Oda, so he's going Hiko Yumi. This is all about cheesing with Yumi. Remember, guys, if you get Higa Yumi, and then you get your +1 range, you do 6 damage. So if you hit with Grenade, you're going to be striking your opponent for 9 damage with each Yumi. So even Horsemen, they cap out a free ranged armor. Yeah, Gilded Horsemen at that point just melt. I like the core isn't hanging around. I don't think it's worth it. Because another problem here is, like, if you spam Gilded Horsemen, Ayame could just spam Yari Cavalry. And Yari Cavalry, they get +2 damage to Cav, and then they already get an extra 4.5. Actually, you can get more than that, right? Because the double melee tech. Like, I think Yari Cavalry actually can beat Gilded Horsemen. Once again, because of these. It's always because of these. Staggers the grenades a bit. Did overstack them afterwards. Wait. That what is that dive? Oh my! I don't think he was expecting Spearman. Then again, like, it's not the worst thing in the world. Core just kept the whole enemy army at home while he's teching. You see he's about to pull the trigger. And probably going to be seeing Burgrave here. Core already with a decent number of farms. 6 underneath the arm. Okay, 5. Breakdance? Oh, okay. Okay. This I didn't expect. Then again, like, he saw his opponent outposted the gold. So I think Core's mentality is like, if this was all in feudal, I'd be throwing the game right now. But because I saw you outposted the gold and had 6 to 8 workers on it, like, there's no way you're all in, you know? Like, who gathers gold to send it in feudal? What kind of memes is this? You gonna build Naginata Samurai and Kanabo Samurai? By the way, guys, you should totally build Kanabo Samurai. This unit, I hope we see it. Because Kanabo Samurai kind of feel like a meme unit in a lot of cases. But funny thing is, the first time I heard that these units do percentage damage, I immediately thought, which developer hates Order of the Dragon that much? And you know what? Sake Brewery actually enables it quite well. Matsuri already up to 10%. Sengoku's like the ultimate counter for the dragon? Yeah, like seriously. Shinobi plus the Kanabo. I haven't had a chance to test whether the percentage damage gets escalated as well. I assume it's a fixed interval, so Shinobi don't complement Kanabo well. Because otherwise, that's kind of... that. I think we would have seen that all the time by now, even against non-Order of the Dragon civs. Because if you think about it, with Shinobi, Kanabo Samurai would be capable of 11 hit killing anything in the game. Anything. Because you'd have 9% of max health in damage. Cool. First relic picked up. Our boy's looking to go thick. Damn it, getting squared up. This is going to be Mount Samurai spam. We're not going to get to see Kanabo, are we? I see how Core cleaned the whole lobby. Nope, I haven't been watching. And arms. Well, he's only an early one, so that was kind of a sad fight for him. Expensive loss as well. 240 down the drain. He just got veterans. Oh, God. Yeah, and wait. Wouldn't it have been better to cancel that? Because you're not going to build men at arms against Castle Sengoku, right? Because either it's Kanabos and they're bonking you, or it's Mounted Samurai and they're bonking you. Sorry, bonking is the wrong word. I just realized how we usually use bonking. Maybe Kanabos shouldn't become meta to save my vocabulary. Can you imagine it? Just like Kanabo flooding the base. Oh my God! And he's bonking the archer! He's bonking the spearman! He bonks all the workers! He's probably even bonking your mum! It's just gonna get confusing. Best one would be he's bonking the priest. Anyway, Gilded Knights are going to intercept the Iko Iki. I am deaf right now. Why is it so loud only sometimes? Jesus, I'm turning my volume down. All right, guys. 5 relic Regnit's game, maybe? Nah, this 1 relic, surely. Yali Cavalry is surprisingly not very effective against Gilded Knights like this. And in fairness, he didn't upgrade them. Mounted Samurai are going to be the real threat. So, guys, Mounted Samurai have 24 damage. But if you grenade a target, they'll do 12 more damage. Which actually puts them at the same DPS as a Gilded Knight. Temporarily, of course, but, you know, usually it's long enough to erase everything. And you have, like, what, attack speed 1.25, whereas Mounted Samurai... they're 1.5, so slightly worse attack speed. But that's where the Daimyo balances it out because you get a 15% buffer. So you're practically on par in attack speed. Like, slightly better for Gilded Knights still. Also, I love the part where Ayame built a single Ashigari and was like, why am I doing this? Like every player who's ever built a Tanagashima Ashigaru. That's such a weird unit right now. It's tight. Oh, is he kind of like laying this as bait? If he gets a grenade touch. Just one. No, what? Why did you grief yourself? Guys, he was going to connect with the grenade, but he decided to move the Yatai at the last second for reasons. Good night. Did you get the flip? I don't think he got... Oh, there we go. That's the touch. He did deny the 5% aura, which is a pretty big deal, though. Because he's not capped out yet. He's only at 20%. Six percent extra damage on Order Dragon fully upgraded Men at Arms and Knight. Max health of a Guild Knight says 575 with biology, right? So that's actually quite a lot of bonus, isn't it? That's like 30 damage in bonus at least. So you hit as hard as a mounted samurai. Oh my god, please let this go late game. I need Kanabo in my life. And then, like, in the late game, I think Kanabo have about 6 base damage, I think it might have been. 5 or 6 base damage. Actually, it could be more than that, because all the melee techs. Guys, did you know that Kanabo Samurai is literally the best military unit in the game for melee tech upgrades? Yep, that's right. Because you get, like, 33% more damage on your vet Kanabo. On his base, anyway. Okay, so one relic in the end for Ayame is expected. It was the back one. We have, of course, got plenty of gold for him, though. Like, even though he lost the relic race, like, he's winning with this in a pretty big way. You generate so much gold off of this thing. When you cap out your mining techs in the Matsuri, it ends up coming out close to 550 gold per minute off of 5 workers. And that's infinite gold, remember. Whereas with the Reignitz garrison like this, he's going to end up getting 640 passive gold per minute. So you're really not far behind. Especially when you add in the one relic he's got. Now with the Sacred Sites also. You know, come to think of it, Ikko Ikki monks are pretty bad against OOTD, no? Because all the dragons should have really good kill thresholds on your units. So this trickle healing should be less impactful. Just thinking with the Mount Samurai. He has got Takeda. So you can see the move speed's been buffed up. A lot more Rapido here. What is the win con for core? Farm count is looking decent. He's already got 4 relics time. I don't think you rush Imperial here. That would be a death sentence. Yeah, especially what Ayame is doing. It's going to be mass Yari. I was about to say there needs to be someone else here because there are spearmen to worry about. I don't really feel good about the idea of Yari charging into Gilda Spearmen. Considering that Giga Chad Spearmen, not even Gilda Spearmen, they're Giga Chad Spearmen. They hit for 60 damage into a cav. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Outpost 10 by Ayame. Ooh, just pull the workers away in time. Interesting that he's going for the samurai. Are we going to see the super duper broken thing about Sengoku? If we go late enough. Actually, no, we can't, right? Ah, no, we can't. He didn't go Hojo. Boo. Grenades. Oh, my God. He hit everything. Keep scattering it onto him. The Yumi. Huge damage burst here. Cool. You can't bring a spear to a grenade fight. Did I teach you nothing, man? Oh, my God. Look at the numbers. One fight. One fight is all it took. Broken on the numbers. And yes, you can spawn them on a half-constructed building. We saw it the other day. It's actually ridiculous. Villagers now getting sniped out. He might have just broke him in one. These ninjas. He didn't even need the bonker boys. I'm gutted. Until ninjas... This is your convincer on why the ninjas need to be nerfed, guys. Until the ninjas are nerfed, we will never get to see Kanabo Samurai against Order the Dragon. He chose normal Samurai instead. Second TC now from Core. He needs it. That hit hurt. Dangerous, though, considering that Ayame is still looking to send it. We have also got Yatai farm gatherers coming in, so he's already started to switch farms. Now I'm going to be able to buff up his food income there. That's to calculate the farms into it. Ninjas are so sleek. I'm annoyed and polarized by it because I think they're really cool, but they are also like really overtuned in their current format. So it's like a mixed bag. Like, yeah, they really shouldn't be how they currently are. Which is sad because I think they are conceptually a really cool unit. You know what would be cool? Okay, you know what would be cool? Like, I reckon they're gonna nerf the damage they do the way they scale. Because like they do too much damage themselves. They scale in castle. I think the final form is that the grenades still slow you, but the damage buff only applies to bonus damage. I think that's a cool solution. I don't know if people agree with that, but I think that's a much cooler way of going. Because then there's a strategic layer, there's a lot to gain, or you get nothing. Instead of it being like, let's just keep nerfing it until it's kind of mediocre. Guild Knight into the base. Give me a little bit of a nuisance. Not even finding any worker kills yet, but Ayame not even walking workers away is a bit ambitious. Man, he's so on point. He's like, nope. 105 HP. I was about to say, if he has textiles, but he's also, remember, the sake brewery. He starts dropping off at Matsuri and buffs the health of nearby workers by 20. He's up at 105 HP. You're just not killing them. These ones you can. Clubs one down, finally. Another cool thing, actually, about the idea of the damage buff being against bonus damage specifically, like, it then actually gives some cool variants to Hojo Clan, because they actually have a tech that lets Spearman get +5 damage to workers. Yeah, like, those are little kind of subtle details that I think could add in to be quite fun if ninjas function that way. I think the slow is a good thing to keep, really. Some people will probably disagree with that. I think the slow is good. Trebs. Stun siege. Is that the 5 Trebs? Jesus. Yadi cavalry. I mean, they technically can beat horsemen in equal investment. And guys, we have level 3 Takeda. Ooh, okay. He rushed it. Guys, we don't often see this. This has some interesting implications. He's now able to levy units for free. He'll get extras for free. Also, if he goes back to Mounted Samurai, he can get this Odachi tech for Mounted Samurai. That'd be a good idea against mass spears. Grenades? Is he going straight for the prelates? He is. Dives on in. Grenades are still being thrown. And also, it's just effective HP. The spearmen having to shoot them down instead. Horseman going to dive to the backside. Ayame. Just so many spears, man. It's such a weird game to max out on Takeda when it just feels like he needs more archers. Then again, like, not going Oda isn't bad here, guys. Oda tier 3, I think, is a little bit underwhelming. I haven't seen anyone even try and use the Ozutsu successfully. Tier 2's very situational because Ashigaru aren't that great. Frag grenades in. Spears are going to get pushed back, guys. Trebs are continuing the work, man. I kind of feel like Core's just stuck here. 4 Relic Regnants, and it don't mean squat. This all went from even Stevens to completely imbalanced off of one fight. One fight that involved Shinobi spawning on a half-constructed tower. I do wonder if Core knew about that as well. Because, like, we've watched a bunch of games. We only realized that the other day when we watched a Frisian Marshes game where they spawned on a dock. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's the thing. Primary TC now into siege. Yari with the poke-in. Daimyo works on Trebs, no? So it would actually be optimal for him to leave one Daimyo near the trebuchets. Double check. Maybe not? I don't think it got close enough. I'm pretty sure the Daimyo affects siege. Oh, no. It's melee and rangers. Okay, so... Yeah, siege classification would be tough. I guess that makes sense. It would kind of be ridiculously powerful in the Imperial Age. Because remember, you get 40% attack speed. Good rating. Good horseman. Let's look at Nectar. You find double treb. Third one is going to be a bit of a stretch, and he just threw away the spearman. So fixated on the siege, he just kind of threw away the bulk of the army. Town center is about to be rubble and ruin. Dive coming in. This looks like the kill point. This army's way too big. That's a dream when you get to play Yuumi like this as well. Into Gilded Spearman. Warlord gonna come out. It'll delay things temporarily, but writing kind of looks like it's on the wall. Villagers try to go for the clutch repair. Archers are gonna harass them down. It's gonna be a slight staggered retreat here. Ayame. I don't think he's overextended, but he's still getting damage done here. Course doing a good job of holding on, at least for the moment. Spearmen have been sniped out by the Yuumi. There are not many Gilded Horsemen left, and there should be ninjas coming again soon. I think he actually forgot about them. Yeah, he hasn't been spawning ninjas. I think the end of this could have been actually a lot easier for him because the repairs from Core come in. It costs him the Regnets, but the TC does survive. You remember that Jeremy Irons quote? We are doing what we must to survive. So, we're gonna try to repair this again? I mean, we got it, right? It's quad treb, soon 5. And the heist! The Iko-Iki! The ickiest of monks. Are you kidding me? He actually snatched it from underneath the town center. Chad monks right there. Alright, nah, dude, just give Ayame the win. He earns it. He's earned it after that. Guys, I think Sengoku might be pretty damn good. This, it's crazy when you watch games like this because there's so many little details you're thinking about where it's like, oh, that wasn't even optimal. The ninja usage hasn't been optimal. It's been on cooldown, off cooldown rather, for a long time, just wasn't being used. Some of the previous fights, it wasn't being used cleanly. Daimyo is maybe not there when they could have been. So you just see the way that this is only going to get better and better. Also drop in from Core. He's still got 1 TC in the corner. But we often talk about how it's his superpower, Core in the corner. I don't know, man. This looks less like Superman and more like Bottle Man. His superpower is he can open bottles without a bottle opener. Woohoo! I want that guy on my team in the zombie apocalypse. Actually, in the Fallout world, maybe. Just think about all the caps you can make, you know? I think he's about to get a cap busted in his ass here. Bye. Final landmark going down. He hasn't... Okay, no, sorry, he has. Yeah, he has reached. The E-repairs does connect. So buy a little bit more time. Villagers pull coming through, but the ninjas to slow them down. Yeah, there's still going to be trebuchets alive. He did do a good job of shrinking the count, though. But it's not going to be good enough. GG gets called. Just imagine if he had used the ninjas every time. Essentially, one good use of ninjas is all it took to blow this game wide open from a 50-50. That, folks, is why you always choose the way of the ninja over the way of the samurai. No cannibal bonkers needed here. Oh my god, wrong scene. Oh. Sengoku, Shinobi, and Brewery OP. I think Brewery is very strong. I don't think it needs to be nerfed straight away. I think we just need to address the Shinobi. The Shinobis are a little bit too good. All right, guys. So, pretty freaking wild game. Let me see if I have any KPMM scheduled yet. Not that. We got a little bit more time. So let's see what we've got on the ladder. Who's Mio playing against? Wait, they brought back Hidden Valley? No, I think they're just playing on Hidden Valley for reasons. I don't know who willingly plays on Hidden Valley, but... I contacted Core about coaching, but it turns out he's offering to give other people coaching instead. Come on, that's not very nice. He encountered a Sengoku pick. What do you want from the guy? He queued into the 4th highest ranked player on the ladder this season. Why you gotta do him dirty like that? Poor guy. Alright, let's see what we got here. Wait, no. We don't want to see that again, right? Like, just queued into each other and are playing the same matchup again. Alright, let's try and mix it up a bit. Is Back Magoon back? Damn, I haven't seen that guy in ages. Alright, one sec. Love a team game cast to switch it up. Yeah. So the problem with team game casts is like finding good matches is even harder. Like arguably you're going to be waiting longer than you would in a 1v1 to even see if it's a good game. It's so hard. Like the matchmaking in team games is, unless something has changed recently, still really bad. Which makes it not very desirable. One sec, guys. They could just conk filter. Yeah, they just don't have a good filter system. It's pretty sucky. We used to be really good at just instantly being like, that's the game, go, boom. But like, because we don't really cast many pub games anymore, it's so much harder to actually find what you're looking for, you know? So, give me a sec. Who's David Letterman? What? Who is this fake charlatan? Let's see what else we got. I don't want to do some more Ayame, but obviously he's got that core game right now. Scarlet, has he had any interesting ones? Not really. Is it me or does the ladder not feel very active these days? I don't check it as often, but I feel like when I do, I'm like, I feel like we used to have a lot more activity. Maybe I'm imagining it, but... in tons of games. I'm talking top ladder, not everywhere else. I'm talking like, you know, top 100, top 150, etc. It feels to me like there's a lot less activity than there was before. Like I said, maybe I'm imagining it. I don't know. I mean, S tier winners avoid ladders. Yeah, it's just getting infectious, right? Maybe we chose a good time to clock out and start doing variety content. Whoop, whoop. Just having a look. Mio. Like, most of the top players, when they search, they're just getting really, really skewed elo matchups from what I'm seeing. Oh my god. My ears. Oh, has Mirror been up against Creator? He has. Chinese French. I don't know. I'm not that... Like, I find Chinese French not as compelling as I used to. I think I've watched too many new Madame Wham Chinese French games. Ringload stopped because of the EGC? Well, he's felt that way about, like for tournaments, it makes more sense to do scrims or whatever. For him, anyway. Which just, like, I agree. I can see where it's coming from. Like, you do ladder and you do tournaments for very different reasons. Dude, who? Like, I don't know what we're gonna watch. Mahodo, maybe? Mahodo? He's just a filthy Lancaster spammer. Oh my god, he really is. There's so many Lancaster games in his history. Filth. Oh. He better be doing something other than Lord's builds. Otherwise, he's vile. So many. I need to... Guys, I need to bleach my eyeballs after what I just saw there. Oh my god. Who is Esliz? Do we know who this guy is? Esliz? I've never heard of them. Esliz or Esliz or whatever? I had a game against Beastie the other day. I have never seen this person before. It's just Japan versus Otto, though. Esliz. They're from China, apparently. Got an anime picture. 171st finished last season. So I'm trying to find when I'm going to be climbing. So probably won't have like super duper long stream today, I reckon. Maybe like 4 hours-ish. But yeah, like, I mean, I'm just looking at the amount of accounts that haven't been active in days, right? It's like, went to your doctor and broke down telling him I'm addicted to dopamine rush of winning with Hull. He hugged me and said I'm not alone. I don't think that's what he done. I think he slapped you with a doctor's bag and then went, oh no, you're concussed. And you're like, hey, you hit me. It's like, who's the doctor here? Really? Don't act like he actually was okay with you and on your side. We know you're a filthy liar. All right, let's go for... I said Ottoman's going to be a strong sim in the future. Can you say for Golden Horde? I think Golden Horde is going to end up weaker. They'll get nerfed for sure. And then after they've been nerfed and it comes down, like, yeah. I think you'll just see, like, Ottoman strong, Golden Horde not so much. I think they're going to have some issues with that early game that needs to be addressed. All right, what did I say we were going to do? I said we were going to look... Are we going to do a Mahodo game? Sorry, I'm not erring at a Mahodo game. I'm erring at the amount of Lancaster games that he's done. I think that's a more appropriate... I guess we'll check in on his one against Creator. Dirty, filthy boy. God, I feel just dirty looking at his match history, to be honest. You know what you do? You pull up, like, his previous season rank. Oh, no, dude. He's actually, like, he's perfectly balanced right now. He's 37th in the world right now, and he's 37th on the ladder last season. What I really needed was him to have, like, an off-season where he's ranked 400. Go, look at what Lancaster is doing to people's elo. And then just show his stats. Oh, that would have been so good. Oh, I'm gutted. That's what I really needed. All right, 1 second, because I need to find the mute button, actually, for WhatsApp on this stuff. All right, guys. I can't condone this in good faith. Lancaster spam out of an aspiring pro. Mahodo has played, I think, 15, 20 games in a row of this. We're about to watch him going up against Creator's French. Creator quickly becoming a fan favorite. And I think now Mahodo, after I just said that, might become the fans' villain. Oh, and it's going to be a Rax Rush opening. Welcome back to the channel, folks. Got a caster game here. Dry Arabia is going to be the map, and Lancaster's just kind of filthy, man. I still am kind of shocked when I see Lancaster not get banned in a draft. We did actually see it lose today in tournaments, which I think we can all agree was unexpected, considering this Civ almost feels like unbeatable with the way we've been seeing it be played. I think technically it's more slayable than it has been in the past, but the Lords of Lancaster build is still just kind of stomping over everyone. Maybe this is the place where it'll fail, though. Like, up against Mass French Knights, it's a little bit hard to have men-at-arms littered in. You have to remember that the tricky part is, like, it's not about them as men-at-arms in that situation. It will still be the health buff that matters. And still, before you have the Knights, those Lords will have impact. Yes, we'll just 2x the Dark Age here. Gold on the back kind of makes it annoying as well. But this is going to allow him to block out the Pro Scouts play. And also camp the deer. Yeah, he can actually deny a lot. Creator, how did he do? Oh, only 10 sheep. Not insane. We pushed off. So has what he needs gold-wise to tech up. He did not go wheelbarrow, by the way, which is a little bit surprising. Most players have been opting to get wheelbarrow, even when they know that pressure's coming in. Yeah, because now you've got 64 gold, which technically does nothing. You know, you can't afford wheelbarrow at that point. You can't afford knight. There's really nothing you can get other than, say, like, hardened spearman, but why would you ever be doing that? Put it in the words of a South Park player, it does not make sense. I just realized I actually haven't watched South Park in many years. 64 gold is survival techniques? True. 49 gold for that. Damn. Let's get the survival techniques. I don't know if that's going to help us survive the wilderness that is Lancaster Spears, though. Aviv King's going to be coming in on the other side, so yeah, the normal. Yeah, like how many? Like South Park is still actively going, right? Like how many seasons have they done? How many seasons? It's got to be out of control at this stage. 28 seasons. Good God. And it's been renewed through to season 30. What? You know what should have been renewed? You know what's a crime, guys? Rome. Rome was never renewed, and I'm still to this day bitter and heartbroken about it. One of the best historical TV series ever created. Like it was Game of Thrones quality at its time. Ironically, actually, a lot of the talented actors that appeared in Game of Thrones were in Rome. Easily the best portrayal that has ever been seen on TV of Caesar as well, who then went on to be the amazing Manta Raider. All right, so he is going to be going back for the timing now. Pro Scout's on the way. This is a little bit greedy, no? Oh, also Mark, but probably the best portrayal, obviously, of Mark Antony as well. I don't know. I think what I appreciate so much about Rome is how they just took these two nameless figures and just kind of interjected them into the history of Rome in a really cool way. And for anyone who hasn't seen that, I just think it's still worth watching this day. Like, the crazy thing about that TV series is, like, nobody understood why it got cancelled. That's the heartbreaker. To this day, no one knows who cancelled it. Spartacus Season 1. Spartacus is pretty good as well. I just can't be asked to finish Spartacus. After the actor passed away and they replaced him, I was like, eh. It's just not the same. Which is a bit gutting, actually, because I thought Marcus Crassus's portrayal was incredible. People need to be making lists right now. These are TV series to check out. Alright, so we have got the first knights coming across the field. What is Mahodo's strat here? It is going to be Hobbler. Interesting. Obviously, he's going to intercept the archers. Yeah, so just spear hobbies. It's a pretty powerful flood timing, actually. You know, normally, Hobblears feels great because it allows you to forge your more expensive bows. This feels even better because instead of spending a premium on bows, you're still going back to your spears. It's trying to creep in. Aren't going to be that lucky, though. And the mana buff, doing pretty well for itself. Yeah, it's like 160, 170 resources. That first mana is just so good now. Hobblear are going to creep in. Doesn't get the body block though, so Villager will be able to escape. Yeah, TC fire doesn't matter here. Like, the thing is now he can just pull these back and heal them. Because he's got 2 more Hobblar anyway. So the idea is you scale hobbies so quickly, you can just shift them away, replace them, heal. Shift away, replace, heal. Rinse, repeat. And then bish, bash, bosh, Bob's your uncle. And you know, Alice, now that I think about it, doesn't get enough credit. Because I feel like he's memorable and incredible in practically everything he does. It's, I forget his name now. Basically, the guy who plays Crixus in Spartacus. Manu Bennett. Deathstroke as well as Crixus. That was the main orc. Wait, was he really? I didn't realize Manu Bennett was the main orc. How's the physique for it? For those that are wondering what we're talking about, this guy. This incredible beast. He also acted in, what was it called? Chronicles of something. I forgot his name. Oh, that's right. The Shannara Chronicles, which sadly didn't get off the ground. I don't know. Like, I don't know if anyone else kind of enjoyed where that was going. Basically, Shannara Chronicles is like Lord of the Ringsy type ideas of elves and dwarves or whatever. But the underlying focus on the world is that it's essentially based in the future and it's post-apocalyptic. It's like society is reset and these mutations have led to like elves and dwarves and everything. I think it had a cool concept that you could see brewing. It's just season 1 didn't cook like people wanted. But I think like a lot of people are impatient with like fantasy now, sadly. I mean, there was only season 1 was like the problem, right? But I remember like the memorable part to me, like you guys should go check it out for that reason, just that scene, is the King of the Elves is actually played by Gimli, which is, for anyone who's a Lord of the Rings fan, just completely confusing. So who's winning this right now? I feel like Mahodo's in a really good position. Might be able to get better. He left the archers at home. Wait. Talk about leaving their henhouse unguarded. Hobblar just dive in. This is a free win in a fight. Gets 2 worker kills in the process. Looks like the right pass now as the Knights do start to rally. Oh my god! Yeah, a bigger win over here. Double Knight goes down. Okay, just getting outplayed. Mahodo will pay for it on the exit there. That was greedy for a third worker kill. Sacks for Hobblar. He's prepping for castles. So I think he's happy with just continuing the dive to force Creator all the way back so he can tech. We still only have the 1 mana. He's heading in the second soon. So he's already got 19 buffing in range. I imagine the mana drop... Will it be worth it here on the deer? It actually might be better just to build the mana back here on the fresh deer. Black Sails a better balance between action, right? Black Sails is pretty cool. I do feel like, in hindsight, thinking back to Black Sails, though, it was maybe a bit too slow at the start. When it was setting the foundation at times, I think they were trying to put a lot of focus on the politicals of a pirate nation. Which is cool in theory, like, for the casual viewer, they don't care. For those who don't know, Black Sails, it's based on the events of Treasure Island before Treasure Island. Toby, I forget his name, is incredible. Toby Stevens, who is the Bond villain from, which one was it? Die Another Day. I like how we've just like we're just like in nerd mode. Occasionally come back to game. I mean, we're seeing the picture painted here. Mahodo is clearly attacking up. Creator needs more damage than this. He's mirroring attack though. Yeah, I was about to say, is that good? Reinvest more knights instead. Mahodo's going to King's College, isn't he? Which feels greedy. Really greedy. Nah, okay, he does do the right thing. Yeah, white tar to secure the back deer, plus the gold. And then you can just set up a mana here. Like, this is a sick area for mana usage. Double gold and the deer. Then you also just set up farms behind this because you're against the edge of the map, so it's secure. White tar just too good. I don't know. I think King's College is going to need some other adjustments. Pro Scouts feels so bad if you don't get your own deer. Especially as a civ like French, you feel like you should be able to do that anyway. But that's the beauty of Hobbler. Hobbler are ridiculously effective raiders. You know, it's kind of comical when you think a little bit more about Lancaster holistically as a civ. Because, like, when people think of this civ, they... You know, in the past, it's always been said, like, oh, the Demi-Lancers are really weak. Oh, the Hobbler are really weak. We laugh at these units. But it's the raw mass of them. There's always so freaking many of them that it actually is able to threaten you. It's death by 100 hobbits. Yeah, these guys like totally accurate battle simulator hobbits, but on cocaine. Like, imagine if they just had ponies. Shivs out for the archers. Just constantly idling him is the idea, slowing him down. Because, like, behind this, Mahodo, he's prepping the next layer, right? Setting up the mana soon, I guess? Oh, he actually does the mana over here. Wait, which is a little bit surprising, actually. Doesn't have that many people in the area. Then again, he only put 8 over here. So I think the logic is to basically buff up the gold, clear this gold, and then move in mana over here afterwards, which does make sense. Why does England have weaker, cheaper cav? Oh, that's right. Yeah, because we put horse meat in our supermarkets. It actually fits. No. Actually, guys, like, it fits. It fits. We had that whole scam where it wasn't beef, it was pony. And it's pretty cheap, actually. I think we, like, probably more of us British people than we realized did end up eating that horse when that happened in the supermarkets. Actually, kind of think around the time, yeah, I think I may have. Like, I remember my throat feeling a little hoarse. I'll just see myself out. Spears. Just going for the big meat blob. Creator actually is body blocking the spearman with archers. What? And he's kind of working out, no? The veteran knights. However, the bill hooks are problematic. Losing armor there. I think Mahodo just cracked it. There's not going to be many knights left over, if any at all. Creator. What, 4 knights maybe? Max coming out of this alive. Which is problematic for food now. He did at least go guild hall, so that's the security later on, but he's already pro-scouted up. Meanwhile, Mahodo, because of the effect of the manas, he still has surplus food to work with in the coming minutes. We get 100 food over here, getting 65 here. Almost 200 food passively per minute, as long as those workers stay nearby. English were known for their longbows, never cavalry. We're also known for our boats, so... So with that logic, why is Shushi the best boat? I mean, I don't know. Like, I think sometimes you guys over-focus on, like, the historical accuracy. You don't see English catapults hurling opium at people. Sorry, China. How are we looking on relics, actually? I thought Creator was attempting a monastery, but it doesn't look like it. He did just drop it. Mahodo's quite well positioned to make this potentially 4 relics. Will I cast some more KPMM games? It honestly depends on the scheduling. Friday can sometimes be a fast start or a slow start. Some hobbies. Oh, just getting some free information. So he sees the state of things. He knows that the deer ran out. It should have been obvious by now anyway at 17 minutes. The double deer will not last that long usually. Do we have the extra mana? Wait, what? How? Please, yeah, for the love of God, build a mana. Are you kidding me? He's got 24 workers here. I mean, that right there, it's a lofty amount. That's going to end up being almost an extra 100 food. I like the way that Mahodo is just able to keep stepping up on his side of the field like this. He snatches the relic from right there. Archer's still in a panic. How are they losing against Spearman, man? It's the extra health. 127 HP on the spears. Chonky boys. I love the way he's actually still using Lords quite effectively. Even though your opponent's technically just walking knights. I think it was that big fight in the center. It just reduced the count a bit too much, really. There is like a bailout point here for Kratos, right? Is that if he goes to the fourth age, the guild hall, you can then try to stabilize your economy around the safety that the red pass gives you. Maybe a bit tricky on the gold vein placements though. Like it's been a focus on the south side. Like all focus will be there. It's the only place gold exists. So you actually might struggle to get that landmark up in a good position. Oh yeah, well like World War II, it wasn't just the British Navy. I mean, it was a passing the baton. Without the British Navy, like everything would have been kind of screwed. But by the end of the war, we'd exhausted ourselves so much up against the submarines that really it was the American Navy that then took over. Like I think they reached a point, if I'm not mistaken, where they were producing a battleship a day. Maybe not a battleship, I think a destroyer a day, which is pretty crazy at that time period. Liberty ship, yeah. Light raid, pretty good. Straight up. He's gonna force Mahodo back, surely. I mean, he's contesting the relic on the north side. This is a gold staff game, guys. I'm not liking how long form this plays out for Kratos. Like, he's gonna be lacking relics on the gold front. He only has the 4Ks. We talked about these 8Ks in a very dangerous area. Nice, not even going deeper. White Tower, able to scare them off. Yes, Liberty ship a day, which is pretty freaking crazy, actually. Especially when you consider, like, that was an economical focused country switching to militaristic. We are getting the better use of the manners now. The farms are coming through. So this is going to mean that forever villagers will be in range of these things. That's where you really get the maximum value. I mean, you're seeing it here. 150 resource over here. Got 160 resource in this manor. This Ford manor has just been kind of idled out. It's only got about 50. This one is still generating about 80 to 90 resource for him. It's good income, actually. And reminder, the manors did get nerfed, but they also got buffed in terms of quantity you can build. You went from being able to build 9 to being able to build 11. Because now you get +4 per Tesla. Yeah, like, statistically, it's still enough, right? But I think the fact that you can build more kind of padders the pain of it. Oh, I think, is he getting ready for the food pull? He is. This is the guild hall. It's playing out exactly what we predicted. A castle drop versus a red palace drop. Creator can't really afford to back off much here, though. A backline of archers isn't going to be good enough. The spearmen stabbing through it. The knights are pretty much all dead already. It's a rush to try and get the red palace up. Crossbows, they need to make quick work of this, though. Arbitrary are going to get the shield drop to buy some time. Only 2 knights left alive. Crossbows try to dive deeper. But I think he's done it. Creator, he threads the needle. Barely. With the skin of his teeth. And it will be a switch up. Mahodo now has to shift south. food and gold being stockpiled, he will be looking for the age up as well. That's kind of crazy, actually. That was so dicey, man. But props to him. I think some people might have backed down from that. But I think backing down from that commitment there just loses you the game in 7 or 8 minutes instead. Because you have nothing in this corner. Even if you want to trade, actually, you need to reach across the map. So there is now hope. There is belief. There's a way. It's going to be spamming up the knights. But I think we're just going to be seeing Wingard here. I don't really see many Imperial games for Lancaster at the moment. Most of them over by now. Still very strong. The Wingard did get nerfed, if I remember correctly. They increased the cost of the spearman. I don't think like they increased it enough, though. It's still really powerful. Well, he's about to show you how powerful. Wingard's still coming in. Villagers are getting it out on the back there. Yeah, so the castle drop's going to secure him quite nicely. Like, remember, those Oldsguard came in free. So just little happy raiders to slow things down. In the game where Creator doesn't have many farms, he has 10 in total. It's a lot of gold, but food is going to be his big danger point here, actually. Come on, Mahodo? He's actually not gone for anything yet. I wonder if there's ever a world in which you actually go Wingard armies again. Because you now need a way of dealing with the Red Palace, and that would give you a safe way of breaching into it, actually. I know, it sounds weird. Wingard Palace into the armies? When did we ever see that? Kind of died off pretty hard, didn't it? There was a time where that was the full meta when, well, before Lancaster was added. If you guys remember in the English days, because of how good Shattering Projectiles was. Not so much anymore. Yeah, English started to diversify. It became more about the Wingard Raiders, so you got a lot of Cav, or even the Footmen, which standard was actually incredible. English tread push days? You mean full trench warfare? The walls everywhere? The slowest ending games? Oh, God. Remember Altai with the English tread meta? Oh, God. I pray that never fully comes back. Okay, so who's benefiting more from this slowdown? The Guildhall is still restocking, and it is still on food. But the farms are undeniable. The efficiency of this is already up to 30, and Scootage does become viable the more these manas get added in. Remember, that's going to generate 30 gold per mana. It's already looking pretty good on gold, right? Secure the 8k, but hold on. Creator, big hit. Intercepts and blocks. Talk about the hit that you needed. He can still keep blocking it. Yep, great micro Creator. Tries to stop them from getting in. He gets all of them. Every single worker on the gold down. My God. Talk about a haircut where your hairdresser sneezed. Achoo! Whoops. Where'd that hair go? Creator now with almost a 20 worker lead. And a reminder, this is not the Lancaster of old where, oh no, I'm 20, I'm 40, I'm 50 workers down. Anyway, more manas. They don't have that same power level anymore. Creator. I'm maybe a concern about this crossbow count he's going to be facing off against. Also, why is there 2 different groups of crossbow count? Huh? Wait, what? What happened? I'm confused. Oh, is it? Wait, are the Wingard army ones counting differently? I think so. What? What's going on? That's a bit odd. I think... No, it's not even the Wingard Army one. Something... I don't know what the hell's happened here, guys. Why is the UI showing 2 different groups of crossbows? Anyway, that's a hell of a lot of expo. And a lot of exposure for the Knights. Creator. He gets bogged down in it. Oh my god. The difference in army size, the health as well. Even the Lord's 328 HP. You're just not breaking that. Full deletion here. Look at the bodies. All right, you know you got a problem when there's more knights dead than infantry. Falls back to the Red Palace. Now the pressure begins. Trebuchets arriving. Best thing they did with the redesign is to make raids meaningful, even with manners. Exactly. I think that's like a good thing with the stockyards as well. Is like technically, at least, the stockyards should feel raidable. Because when they introduced those patches, they could have technically made it so that the garrison inside were workers, which I think would have been a bad design. So it does feel like there's, at least in the second part of this year, a lot more conscious thought to making food economies more raidable than they have in the past. Which I am very happy to see. Red Palace. I mean, he's got a lot of food. I'm just worried about the army size here. I mean, it's already triple trebuchet. He's not even repairing. He doesn't really have the wood to rush repair here. If he starts repairing now, he's going to run out of wood within like 15 seconds. It won't do a lot. No, it almost feels like he neglected to put enough people in the tree line, or at least keep enough wood in reserve. It's going down. Like, it's just laying it. Oh, boy. And now, watch the wood. Watch the wood as he adds more in. Like, look at it. He's not getting out of burn either. Like, he's just out of wood. Trebs, they go for another hurl of rocks. That might be the final salvo. Just about. Nice, now with the charge in. It's too much. He hasn't even got Incinerary yet. That's the crazy part. This still has a final level, and the Red Palace has been leveled. Lords, one of them did go down. The knight count has been half, though. Like, it's actually ridiculous just how quickly these knights are melting. The bill hooks, the raw HP. I mean, you're talking spearmen that get bulked up to like, what, 160, 170 HP. It's just not a quick death. But it is for Creator. As he meets Destructor, Mahodo plows through it all. His military number barely moved. 63 crossbowmen against French is kind of crazy. Normally you're worried about this Civ arboring you up. Like, Arbor the Trade, Massacre, and Fury is actually really good against Lancaster because of the Gambesons and the Pavis drops. Just never reached it, weirdly enough. I wonder why he didn't want to do it. It would have felt maybe more efficient than Mass Knights. Because, like, he's just been trying to brute force Knights to win a direct fight. And I'm kind of wondering why. Like, what was the win con in his mind? I mean, maybe he's worried that it would have turned into Hobbler from Lancaster and then they flank raid you. But either way, the outcome is going to be as it should. Plowing a line of knights into mass spear crossbow equal no. Mahodo will continue his vile, disgusting plow through of top players with Lancaster. Blah. These guys are freaking good. 20 plus games of this in a row. You not bored yet, Mahodo? Why would I ever get bored of winning? So when Mahodo's going to turn up in chat and be like, I will stop doing this when they give me the Polish. But until they have Polish, this is what I'm doing every day of the week. And we still don't know what his two crossbow icons. I think something bugged with the Q order when he went Wingard, or it was to do with the tech ups. I think he might have had like 30 crossbows before age up. I don't know. Something's gone weird here. I just don't know what. Oh, we do finally have horsemen. Like, is it too late? He's got bio. Rough bloodline. Spearman. I'm going to just blunt this, though, and that's a third of the horsemen dead already. He also, they're only vet. He's not even the league, no. He's prioritizing silk bowstrings over elite horsemen. That's enough to make your horse feel like a donkey. Oh, God. Shifts out from the workers. That's horrible idle time, as now... Guys, please. Guys, please, you have a job. Get back to the job. Trev start to siege in. They're looking for those landmarks. He goes after the primary TC. I'm trying to get shut down. I mean, the food income difference is crazy here. Mahoda, how many people in food? 42 for 2.5k food income. That, of course, includes the 7 manas providing a desirable buff. Not to mention, he did actually get scooted in the end, so the gold income is incredible. Okay, so now we're going to try this again from a linear direction. I have limited faith in this. He didn't even wait for the elite. Try to go in now, but I mean, there's barely any of them left. Yeah, the crossbow count is just at the kicker point. Archers are also, by the looks of it, overkilling spearmen and half the time shooting the lords, which takes ages. You see how long that one lasted there. Now, no front line. There's no hope. All right, Lancaster can still win in the late game. Bit of a weird one, but we did finally get a preview of how the manas have changed things. It's a different beast, and honestly, this is how it should function. So, I think early mana play, devs, you need to put it back in the oven, bake it a little bit longer. But the concept of what these mana should be in the late game, I think, is correctly where it's meant to be. Ay, ay, ay. Filthy human being. Shame on him and his lord spam. Oh dear, oh dear. So difficult to build mangoes? Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think mangoes isn't really on people's mind until deep in Imperial Age, when they can get their hands on adjustable crossbars is usually the issue. Even though, in theory, it could have been decent there. But I think, guys, looking at the schedule, Lash versus Red Darkside is in half an hour, but I'll be climbing by then. We've been live for what, 3 hours, which isn't too bad. Yeah, I was kind of hoping the third place match was going to be a bit longer. I was actually expecting a 5-game series, but B's a freaking boogeyman. So what's the plan then? So I think we'll probably get ready to wind down. Nice keyboard is this red switch. These are brown switches. I think I completely forgot to ask for a specific type of switch, so they gave me the mid-ground ones. And brown switch is fine, to be honest. They're pretty good. But I have usually gone red in the past. I don't mind brown. Blue is the one I can't stand. Do you miss all the games? You might have, Drum. I mean, dude, this is the VOD, though. You can check them out. So, a little bit of transparency on what's coming up. December's starting soon, and hopefully I'm the Santa to bring you entertainment presents, because we are cooking up some ideas. I've set myself a soft goal of starting to implement those ideas next Friday. A hard goal of latest the Tuesday after that. We're going to be cooking up some really cool concepts, some retro games in there, some sandboxes, a whole new content direction that I think is going to be quite fun. So yeah, I hope people are as excited for it as I am. I feel like I'm constantly just adding new ideas to the list, and I know a lot of them will be like crap, but like that's the whole idea. You smash out and like, oh, that's cool, that's cool. There'll be a lot of experimentation, but I think I don't want to spoil it for you. Let's just say either on Friday coming up or the Tuesday after that, we're going to start having a lot of fun with the cool things we're doing this channel. We'll still have some Age of Empires 4. Like I said, I think the focus will definitely be to continue Monday, Thursdays being AoE4. And then get to the stage where Tuesdays and Monday, Thursdays will be AoE4, and Tuesdays and Fridays will be for these new ideas. 10 push-ups before the ending the stream? Why would I do that? That's insanity. But yeah. I don't know. Like, I feel good as well. Like, I think for the first time in a while, I feel very creatively invigorated. Because, like, you know, I like to think that the KPMM has helped the scene or whatever. But it's just been kind of going through the motions, I think, for a while. Have I ever casted Counter-Strike? I have not. I've casually watched Counter-Strike in the past, but it's like the type of thing where it's very hard to get into because there's already so many Counter-Strike casters. And if you haven't got work lined up, it doesn't make much sense. Like, you have to be kind of strategic with these things, right? You know. So it really comes down to like, the right opportunity. I really did want to get involved in Counter-Strike, even pitched my name in for a few events, but they just went with the established people, which is understandable. Like, if you worked with someone before, you know, they're a safe bet. And also, like, they've got experience there. But yeah. I've got a lot of love for Counter-Strike. I think Counter-Strike is like the ultimate esport. I think even more so than Dota, League, etc. Like, Counter-Strike has hit like an insane peak in the way that scene is developed, the quality of it. Older games, so chess? No. Don't do that to me. I'll tell you what. Like, I was smiling because last night when I was like coming up with more ideas, it's always like, I'm like, oh, just write this down. Like, I remembered something from PlayStation 1 era. I was like, yo, how did I not think of this sooner? Studying old classic games is a great idea. It's more, I mean, it's not going to give away exactly what we're doing because I think I've said it on stream before. We're going to be playing games in ridiculously challenging ways that nobody logically should. This is the best way to put it. You know, we're going to complete challenges that no person should. Starting from Doom. Doom might be on the list. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, and I don't know, we'll see. I'm still trying to see if there's an angle into Counter-Strike, but I don't invest an insane amount of time in pursuing gigs in that scene because it's already over bloated in terms of the amount of casters and everyone waiting on the run. You know, like I've said before, like when it comes to my casting, my hosting, I wouldn't do what I've done unless I believed I could be the best at it. So it's not an issue of being like, oh my god, I don't think I can be as good as these people. It's more a case of like, there's already so many people in the queue, and sometimes, like, you know, unless you really know someone and they'll vouch for you, with esports as a talent, it's more a survival game than anything else. Sad, actually, but yeah, that's like, unless it's a new esports scene, quite often it's a like, it's kind of a weird challenge to outlast your colleagues, which is a bit depressing, actually. No upgrades, Hollow Knight, Steel Soul. That's something nobody should ever do. Think sillier. When you cast AO4 and that battle happens, we see the energy potential just to make it exciting. Yeah, I mean, it's like I've said this. Like I started as a play-by-play, right, in Dota 2. But like, you don't really need a play-by-play to that full extreme in Age of Empires 4 at all. Like anyone who wants to see like what and like that can just go watch Dota 2. Dota 2 delivered that in oodles and boodles because it could. It's just the pacing of Age of Empires 4 is a lot more calming. I've said it before. Like, a good analyst is much more important than like ever. I think the thing I said before, and it's worth reiterating because I haven't said it in a while. I think that while play-by-play has a place, everyone seems to want to be a play-by-play to a certain degree in Age of Empires 4, and I don't know why. Like, for example, if you're a top 50 Conk person, fully focused on the analytical color commentary and breakdown, because your brain is, like, valuable there. The shouty man stuff isn't needed that often, you know? Follow you, not random casters. Oh, thank you. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the next year holds. Like, I've been trying to figure out in my brain, like, what do I think is the next big esport kickoff thing? But I think that this time around, I'll try not to focus my content pivot around it entirely. I wanna have creative freedom to, like, have cool ideas we do on this channel that we can go and do in different games. Because much love as I have for AV4, there's no denying, like I don't think it's gonna get to the point where it'll make me feel financially secure on its own. I'd love for it to, but it's been a few years and, like, it's not there still. Maybe 10 years from now, it'll somehow pull it off, like the long con recovery. I know someone said, like, StarCraft Brood Wars. I don't think I'll go for Brood Wars. I think, like, step one for me is, in some cases, to try and target games that were part of my childhood and now just go back and play them in silly and challenging ways. And Brood Wars wasn't part of my childhood. Like, full transparency, I was not really... I didn't really get any exposure to StarCraft as a kid. I grew up on, like, Age of Empires, Rise of Nations, Cossacks, Dawn of War, those type of games. Command and Conquer, yeah. But I think, like, what we're doing with this new content, I did think about doing it from a strategy games arc, but I think that would have been a bait into a very small niche, and then would have taken a lot of time to grow it. So we're looking wider, like open world games, platformers, things that actually have a lot of expression in the way you can try to play them. Like, I can give you an example on this list. So, I mean, it's probably going to give away the gist of what we're talking about here, right? But, like, one of the first things I wrote down was, is it possible to rule all of Europe peacefully? And the idea would have been, Europe Universes 5, you have to conquer all of Europe without waging a single war. And there's going to be, like, a lot of strategical plotting and family interweaving to do that and whatever. It's intriguing, but, like, it's not compelling to watch, I don't think, and it would take a long time. Versus, like, playing Super Mario in this stupid way that, like, will be challenging, but will be engaging throughout the challenge, if that makes sense. But yeah, we'll see. We're cooking. But, guys, I think we'll get ready to calm things down. YouTube, TikTok, Kick. I'm going to end the stream now. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. And I hope to see you all again on Monday, when we should be deep into the new KPMM. So some noteworthy matchups, I'm sure, to clash.